baby. When the seasons, they keep changing, the leaves have all gone brown. Keep you running to a baker down in Mount Midtown. See the sun in the morning. The third iteration of Wine Talks. Yep. It started 15 years ago, and then I restarted it during COVID, all online, and now we're back with Ginny Tapley Takemori. So, yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. It's great to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
It's good to have you here. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, we.
You've got a fantastic new studio.
Thank you. Thank you. We're enjoying it. Yeah. So yeah, we have one guest now, but more guests are coming. This is your required guest, right? Yeah. Ginny's husband is here to join us, and so today we start out. We're not going to talk very much about wine, but we've got 2 bottles of wine. And how are we going to show this, guys? I can't. The top is off, so we can't do the top screen. I don't think so. We may need to go to this one here. Okay, so we got. You want to introduce your wine? Let's go over to Ginny there. Oh, look at that.
This is a wine from Puglia.
Nope.
It's not showing on the screen,
No.
but never mind.
Yeah, okay, let's go over to Ginny's camera there. Okay, and then point it over here.
Noble,
I can hold it for you. Okay. Ooh.
Noble. It's a
Noble.
wine from Puglia, the region in Italy that does really excellent wines, and is probably the region where my favourite wines come from.
I drink this a lot, actually.
You do, yeah.
Yeah. It's great
a good
wine.
one.
Yeah. So have you ever had you had this before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Many times.
And mine, I'm actually going to need to put my glasses on so I can actually read it. But this is, I don't even know how. Yeah, here. Let's use Ginny's camera here. Huh? Okay, big, bold, and juicy, rib tickler, fine wine, savor the flavor. Shiraz from California. Now, I was totally label shopping on this, but usually the cool labels are not as, the wine isn't as good, right? This is really good.
Good.
Okay, so what do you think? You want to start with the Zinfandel or the Shiraz? Start with the Shiraz. The Zinfandel is a little bit heavier.
Yeah, let's try
Full.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's try that. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Get this juiced up here. Beautiful. Yeah, I had this the other night. I was very happy with it. All right, well, cheers and welcome.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great to be here. Yeah, that's good. Very nice.
Nice.
I can get into this.
Welcome. Okay, so now I guess can we do the above shot so you can see the food? Ooh, this is so cool. We've got Ika and Leon up there in the back doing the switching for us. Today, we have exotic dried fruits, nuts. This is cheddar cheese, Parmesan Reggiano, Gouda, and I don't know, some orange cheese.
I'm sure it tastes good.
And my favorite is always some tuna with mayonnaise. There we go. Oops. There we go. And various nachos and chips and crackers to enjoy with it. And then, later on, let me see that, we have imuragyu. And this is, and we're going to cook it right here.
My goodness.
This is the first time to actually cook.
On stage.
Yeah.
That's quite ambitious.
Yeah, just for you. Yeah. But this stuff, this comes from Tsukuba, actually.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And there's a shop over by Doho Park, that sells this. It's like they're like Chokobaijo or whatever, and you can have lunch there and things. And they've got really wonderful like gyu korokke and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Excellent.
dig in, and yeah. So we talk and drink and eat
Talk
and
drink and have fun. Okay.
yeah.
And be
For sure.
merry.
Yeah. Exactly.
Cheers.
Okay. So tell me your life story. And
Jump right in.
Yeah.
Okay, my life story. Well, I guess my life story started in Tanzania when I was born, where I lived until I was almost 5 years old.
Oh, wow. Do you remember much of that?
Not much. I mean, how much do I remember and how much do I know from family photographs and stories and things? It's difficult to say.
Yeah.
But what I do remember is we lived at the foot of Mount Kilimanjaro, which is the
wow.
highest mountain in Africa. And we also had a lot of very, like wild animals like lions and things like that around, like not far from where we were in the plains. Elephants and things like that. So, yeah.
I went to Rwanda some years back and was kind of blown away, actually.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, because the Africa, we went to Rwanda, and we also went to Burkina Faso. And everywhere, because as an American at least, you have one image of Africa, this massive continent with all these different countries and all these different cultures, and we just think, okay, a land full of black people, but it's much more complex than just like we were on Ethiopian Airlines, and we're So in Tanzania is actually it's farther down south, right?
Yeah, it's east.
Yeah.
East Africa.
Yeah, and really beautiful coastline.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really talk about it much because I was so young when I was there. But my parents did live there for about 20 years. And my elder siblings also grew up
What did they do there?
My father's an entomologist.
Okay.
He studies bugs.
Okay.
So he was working on a research station out there.
Oh, far out. That's amazing. Cool. Okay. And then we're going to jump. We'll jump. You want to jump to Barcelona because I was kind of figuring out how you got to Japan, right?
I mean, I mean, I went from there to Cambridge, and I grew up in Cambridge. I mean, none of my family had any relationship with Cambridge at all. It was like a completely new place for all of us. And I can't say it's my favourite place ever. So, and I lived in London for quite a long time as well. Oh, and Brighton on the south coast. And, but we can skip over all of that and go straight to Barcelona, which is a much nicer place.
I was in Cambridge a few years ago in the spring, and I think that it was the only 3 days that the sun was shining. And everyone was out in the parks.
Yeah, of course.
From like lunchtime.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of sun comes out and Brits take all their clothes off in the parks. Sun! Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we'll skip to Barcelona.
Barcelona.
How did you get to Barcelona from England?
I actually went on holiday, and I had friends there, so I was staying there with friends, and I just really fell in love with the place. It's such an amazing city. Yeah. And so I was really stuck in a rut in London, and I really sort of hated London by that time, and it was really sort of getting me down, and just finding myself in this enormous, this beautiful, vibrant city with people who were just so friendly and nice and open, and I just really fell in love with it. So I went back to London thinking like, no, I don't want to be here. So I just upped and 3 months later went back to Barcelona and stayed there for the next 7 years.
Awesome, very different world, right?
Yeah, and it was the best thing I ever did at that time in my life. It was it really helped me get out of my rut and
a lot more sunshine.
Things that I really and a lot more sunshine and very nice people.
What were you doing in Barcelona?
Well, I was doing various things, but I started translating from Spanish and Catalan after about 2 years of living there. And
what was it?
Yeah.
¿Hablas español?
Sí.
Oh, okay.
No me acuerdo mucho. But yeah, I mean, if I change the chip in my brain, cambiar chip, it's like I can speak it, but
far out.
I don't speak it very much now, so it doesn't come easily.
Wow. Okay. This is crazy. Okay. Yeah. Because I studied Spanish in high school.
Oh, right,
yeah. Leo.
Yeah.
Can you hit the record button up at the top there? Sorry, guys. A little technical. We have to do some direction.
No problem.
There you go. Okay. We're recording. Okay. Oh, wow.
So through my translation work, I got to know a literary agent, and she ended up offering me a job, and I started working for her, doing, you know, buying and selling foreign rights basically for selling Spanish and Catalan books to the rest of the world, and selling books from the rest of the world into Spanish and Catalan territories. So, you know, I started getting into this, and at the same time in Barcelona, I was getting to know Japanese people, and I met quite a lot of Japanese people.
In Barcelona?
It was a very popular town with Japanese people at that time.
Interesting. And
I just made really nice friends and really started getting into it. And they recommended I read like Haruki Murakami, for example. Yeah. There was a lot of anime on Catalan television, so I was watching that. I was collecting the Dragon Ball series of weekly manga in Spanish.
Oh, really?
And then we moved office at work, and in the back shelves I found a whole load of Japanese books translated into English, so of course I started reading them. And I asked my boss, what are these doing here? And she said, well, we're the sub-agents for the Japanese agent. We don't really try hard because it's really hard to sell them, but it's prestigious to have them. Yeah. So I said, okay, let me try selling them. And she said, okay. You know, so I did started putting energy into that, and I managed to sell some. Yeah. Wow. And then I got more and more into this, and then I just decided I really wanted to study Japanese. Wow. So I just left everything and went back to London, of all places, and did a 4-year degree in Japanese.
Wow. Okay. So you went, okay.
Yeah. And then with my second year was in Masao University in Tokyo, which was the first time I actually went to Japan.
Okay. So you like fell in love with Japan, decided you want to learn Japanese, and had never been to Japan.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I did that with Chinese. Yeah.
You see.
I don't even know why I learned Chinese. I think I learned Chinese because I wanted to talk with as many people as possible. So if you could speak Chinese,
more
that's half the
Chinese
world.
than anybody else in the world.
Exactly. Exactly. Right, So what other languages do you speak?
Well, basically Spanish and Catalan and Japanese and English. I studied French and German in school, but they pretty much went out with the Spanish and Catalan because I never really learned to talk them. Yeah. At school, you really learn to read and write, and I never really spoke them with confidence. But when I went to Spain, and I was learning to speak, and that completely took over. So I can maybe remember a little bit, but I don't really remember much. And
so
I can get by. I mean, I can understand quite a bit of like Italian or Portuguese, maybe, because it's very similar to Spanish and Catalan. Especially Catalan. Yeah.
Catalan's very, but very.
Catalan's kind of between Spanish and French, I'd say. You know, like the grammar is a lot more complex than Spanish, more like French. Interesting. Like you've got the contractions and things like that. But it's very similar to Spanish in many ways. But you know, you have very confusing things like you know. And I still get it wrong now. So you have like el calor or la calor, which is which. Is it in Spanish? Is it el calor?
El calor, yeah, I think
so. Maybe in Catalan it's la calor. Okay. Elma, lama, things like, you know, you get things like that, which are, and then you get completely different words for things as well. So
yeah, it's like because a kind of Spanish person understand Catalan or. Not really, right?
Necessarily. Yeah. In Barcelona, pretty much everyone speaks both languages. Okay.
Because it's closer to Catalan, right? Or not really, though. Catalan sort of, there's like an area that
it's Catalonia, which is northeastern Spain, which used to have its own empire that went all over the Mediterranean, actually. But now it's confined in the northeastern part of Spain. Barcelona is the capital.
Okay.
At that time, there were 6 million Catalans. Now there are more. I'm not sure how many.
Yeah, there's a whole big.
But you know, I mean, the reason I decided to learn Catalan is because there was the school that was doing like, I think it was either free or very cheap lessons. You had 2 hours a day, and it was very, very good tuition, and it was quite competitive to get in. Yeah. And So rather than apply for the Spanish, because I thought that would be the most popular one, I thought, well, I'll apply for the Catalan one.
Okay.
So I applied for that and I got in.
Okay.
And it was taught in Spanish, so I was learning 2 languages for the price of one.
Interesting. Okay.
And I did that for 2 years, like 2 hours every day. Yeah, I mean, it was really, really good. And probably the last half year, I was in class with Catalan people who had learnt to speak but weren't very good at reading or writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
Wow.
it was really great. Yeah.
That's
and I've always liked languages, so you're perfect for me.
Yeah, because I spent like a week in Barcelona for a trade show, and it was amazing. Just
it's a beautiful city. It's very, very vibrant, especially back. When I moved there initially, it was just before the Olympics.
Okay, yeah.
And then the Olympics happened, and it changed a bit after that, but it was still very, very nice. Nowadays, I mean, I went back, when was I last go back? It was 2008, maybe, 2009.
Okay.
I went with my husband, it was like a honeymoon sort of thing.
Okay.
But even then, it was like really overrun with tourists, like mass tourism, which was just awful. And even then, you could see like the anti-tourist slogans written in Catalan.
Oh, really?
Kind
of like we're getting in Japan now, right?
I know, and I really, really hate mass tourism, I have to say. I think it's a scourge. It destroys communities. People feel that their homes are being overrun. I mean, it's really uncomfortable, I think.
Yeah, it can be intense, right? I mean, it's a coming story, right?
I went to Park Güell, for example, and you could hardly even get in the park because there were so many tourists.
Oh, really?
I used to go there and read a book, like in peace and quiet and calm. It used to be a park for the people. So it was quite shocking seeing how tourism was changing the city. But anyway.
Yeah, beautiful town though,
But it's a wonderful town.
And the architecture, the Gaudi stuff is just
amazing.
incredible,
Yeah, the Sagrada Familia places, really great.
Sagrada Familia. So you went 4 years, studied Japanese for 4 years.
And then I moved back to Tokyo. I got a job with Kodansha International as an editor at that time. So,
Okay, so you took 4 years of college and studied Japanese, and then came into work at Kodansha.
At Kodansha,
Wow,
and I worked there for 4 years.
Can you tell people who might not know about what?
Kodansha is one of the biggest publishers in Japan. At that time, there was an English language outlet called Kodansha International that was well known for doing books in English about Japan, and a lot of books in translation, translated fiction. A lot of it came through Kodansha International originally, and it had like a 40-year history.
Yeah, they're huge, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, in 2011, in March, it was ended. People were given. I'd already left by then. I knew this was coming, and I left at the beginning of. I left in 2006, but I heard from former colleagues they were given their notice on the 1st of March to end the jobs at the end of March.
Oh, really? Nothing to do with the tsunami?
Nothing to do with the tsunami.
Oh, really? Okay.
Just Kodansha got really lucky that there was a major disaster and there was absolutely no news about the demise of this illustrious part of their history.
Wow. Oh, that's crazy. So
that is crazy.
Yeah. Because a lot of companies shut down after the tsunami.
Yeah, but this was already planned.
That's how we first met, right? After the tsunami.
After the tsunami.
Yeah. Team Tsukuba.
Team Tsukuba.
Yeah.
That's how we met.
Yeah.
Volunteering.
Yeah. Crazy.
We were both going up. We met. We both knew Fujita-san very well, and you were going up making films.
And we met him. Did I meet him because of? No. Oh, the Fujita story. So drink some wine. I'll tell you the Fujita story. You just talk. If you don't, you gotta mix it up a little bit. Yeah. Hi guys, welcome. We have a couple of new guests. You can show the big. No, I won't ask you to do it too soon. I know that's what you want. Oh, there we go. There we go. Here we go. Hey! Welcome. There's wine over here. If either of you can drink. I don't think anybody can drink. No. Okay. Some wine talk, eh? So, Fujita,
Yeah.
did you meet Fujita because of me, or?
No. Through Team Tsukuba.
Okay,
The
so,
very, very first time we went up to Ishinomaki, it was with Shani, actually.
yeah,
And
Okay.
they had already met him, and then they organised a Team Tsukuba
yeah.
trip up there, and we joined it. And
Okay.
that's where we met him.
I met him through a completely different channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my friend in Tokyo is from Ishinomaki, Aneha-san,
Right.
and he was in a band with Fujita in high school.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you got the old pictures.
Yeah, yeah,
He was
yeah.
so embarrassed by that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was crazy. Yeah. But it was funny because we met him. Wait, no, hold on, no. My Aneha-san didn't introduce us. I went there because of Team Tsukuba.
Okay.
Met him, took a picture, and then went to Aneha-san's house that night. Showed him the picture.
And you went, oh my God.
He's like, that guy. He was in my band, right? He was like the Ravi Shankar of he was a guitarist, right?
Yeah.
And and Freddie Mercury, and it wasn't Ravi Shankar. Who was the great guitarist? Can't remember the name. But yeah, they were like the great musicians of Ishinomaki from back in the day. Yeah.
Back in the day, yeah.
Oh, crazy, yeah. Because I think, wow. That was a crazy time, yeah. So that's when and then we did some things together, and you came up for the film festival as well.
That's right, yeah.
Far out.
Yeah. And so I left Kodansha in 2006 to go freelance, at which time I was better known as an editor, so I was getting work editing a lot of translated fiction. And little by little I was saying, well, instead of getting me to edit it, why don't you get me to translate it, which is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And little by little I started getting translation work coming in.
So it was just like a slow sort of transition from being an editor. So you were editing in English.
Yeah. It was a gradual transition. So I probably did a few years more editing before I was able to just focus completely on translation. Yeah.
So when you were studying in university, you were reading Japanese literature, and so can you just like read a Japanese book like you're reading an English book?
Yeah, not as fluently. I mean, I'll always come across kanji that I don't know.
Yeah.
But most of the time I can just skip over it and like know what's going on, and it doesn't hold me up particularly anymore.
Yeah.
If I see a word that I don't know keeps coming up, then okay, I'll stop and look it up. But
So what made you want to do the switch from being an editor to a translator?
I always wanted to translate. I already knew from when I lived in Barcelona that I really loved translating, and I had a feeling I would be good at translating literature, which I mean, why I had that feeling I don't know, but I mean basically I always loved reading, I guess. I always loved literature, and I had this, I was totally fascinated by Japanese literature, and I wanted to know more about it. And translating is a very good way to really get in deep to that.
Because just reading something and translating it,
it's very different.
So very different. You need to, because you read it and you kind of get it, and then you translate, and then when you get into translate it, goes like.
No, when you translate it, you have to get it.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Yeah, if you're reading it, you just sort of.
And really, you can just let it go over. You can let things pass, but when you're translating, you really have to go deep into it and really form opinions about it.
Wow. Yeah. So, was there a particular book or something that you read? What?
Not particularly. I mean, what really fascinated me to begin with, and still does, I guess. I mean, I guess there are two main things which really fascinated me. One is that I find it very non-judgmental. I mean,
Japanese literature.
Yeah, I mean, in the sense that a lot of Western literature is, the line between good and evil is very clear. And characters tend to be good and bad.
Uh-huh.
And there doesn't tend to be much grey area in between at all.
Uh-huh.
Whereas in Japan, that dichotomy is not so marked.
Uh-huh.
With good characters have a lot of bad in them, and bad characters have good in them. It's a lot more sort of nuanced, if you like.
Uh-huh.
Which is something that really interested me. I found it refreshing, I have to say. They weren't, I had the feeling they weren't telling me what to think about these people, they were just presenting them. Whereas with Western literature, I find that often I'm being told what to think.
And they're put into sort of kind of they're put into specific categories, and all the good is all good and the bad is all bad.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I'm being simplistic here, but there is a tendency for that. And the other thing that really attracted me, or confused me maybe at the beginning, but endings are often much more open.
Okay.
In Western literature, we tend to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. It's like, very well constructed story and very sort of satisfying conclusion. In Japanese literature, it often just leaves you hanging, and you're there going like, now what am I supposed to think? And it sort of confused me, but I came to really like that about it, because it leaves things much more open, that you can form your own ideas about. It makes you think about it, which I think is a good thing for literature.
Yeah. Your comment about it being non-judgmental or having all these different facets. One of my senses of Japanese culture is that I think Japanese have situational morality. That in this situation, I can act this way and it's okay. In this situation, I can act this way, which if I were, from this point of view, is immoral, bad, not cool, but in this situation, it's all right. And they're able to compartmentalize their morality. While I think from a Western point of view, we want to be consistent. We want to be.
I think that's a good point.
I have this morality, this way of living, acting, doing things, and I have to be that way all the time.
Yeah. Right.
Because in Japan, like a bad example is when you're out with the guys, you can go to Soapland, and that's okay. And then, but you go home and it's a different thing. Yeah. And it's just sort of never the twain shall meet, and there's a lot of flexibility.
Drunk, you can say bad things to someone and then apologize the next day, and it's forgotten.
Or it's just forgotten because you were drunk, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because and you were drunk, it's forgiven.
You don't even need to be drunk.
You just pretend you are.
Oh, okay, just like the...
Okay.
Oh, you're such a fucking asshole! It's just like that sort of, sake no seki, right? The table of the drink or whatever, right?
Yeah, I think
so
that's true.
When you're drinking, there's a whole different thing. When you're at home with your mom, there's a whole different way that you need to act. Yeah. But because coming from a different context, right? It's like, how do you justify this? It's like that's. Yeah. But for Japanese, I think that there is that sort of it's grayer, right? Yeah. The lines are grayer.
I think that's true.
And more flexible.
Yeah.
Because in many ways, Japanese society is so inflexible that you need to have some sort of.
But in some ways, it's immensely flexible as well.
Incredibly. God.
So, and that's something I find fascinating, especially in the context of literature.
Yeah, but that really struck me when you said that about Japanese literature. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So I decided I really wanted to know more about it. Basically. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Japanese book?
Oh God, no. I'm really bad at favorites. I don't have favorite anything. It changes from day to day. Okay.
Okay, the flavor of the week. Or
yeah. I mean, I can't. I'm really not good at answering questions about favorite anything. I mean, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you like Murakami?
I really got into him in his earlier books in English before I could read in Japanese. I think now I haven't read any of his more recent publications. I'm sorry to say this, I kind of like got bored. There's so many other things I want to read, and he kind of lost the fascination for me. Maybe after Kafka, I read Kafka in Japanese, and it was just like, okay, I feel like I've already read this before.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't want to put him down because I think, he's, a lot of people love his books, and that's a great thing. Yeah. That's perfect. It's just for me personally, there's a lot of other books I really want to read, and my time for reading is so limited. My to-be-read pile is like forever growing.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the list of all the books that you've translated and everything. It's like, where do you have time?
Some of those are stories, not books, but
but a phenomenal.
Well, I've been doing it pretty much full time for 15 years.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe a bit more than that. Yeah.
It adds up. Yeah. So you're living in Oda. Yeah. At the base of Hokkyo-san. Yeah. You climb that every weekend or?
Every morning.
Every morning. Okay, cool.
At least halfway. I don't go to the top every day, but halfway.
Oh wow, that's
pretty
great.
much every day halfway. It's about an hour up and down. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Even in the summer?
Even in summer, I go very early in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's still very hot and sweaty.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
But still, I mean, I need the exercise. I like getting... I notice it if I don't get the exercise, so I do it. In winter, I tend to climb in the afternoon because I'm better working in the morning, and it's not too hot, so I can climb in the afternoon. But
okay, so you're a kind of morning person?
I'm a morning person.
Yeah, okay.
I'm forced into being a morning person by my cats, who wake me up every morning. So.
How many cats do you actually have?
That's a bit of a tricky question right at the moment. We have 3 cats who live indoors with us, who are now 10 years old. We've had them since they were kittens. They're all siblings. But we also have a lot of outdoor cats that people seem to just dump. It's unfortunate. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So we just managed to rehome, or to rescue a mother and her kitten, 4 kittens, and they're now with a rescue group in Tokyo.
Oh, wow.
It's been a long process to get them off the streets, but the mother was coming to us crying every day for food, and she was a kitten herself.
Oh, really?
Little thing, yeah.
Wow.
So she was obviously not suited to outdoor life, like being bullied by all the other cats and everything.
Oh, really?
So we finally managed to get her into safe home. They'll get new homes very soon.
Last spring, not this spring, but last spring. There 3 kittens. Yeah. Were in in a box in our deck. We're up on Mount Tsukuba, right?
That's so awful. Yeah.
The mother, I guess, gave birth to them there or brought them there, and put them on our deck, and then she went off and did things and would come back at night and take care of them and stuff, and then but when we were there was like one day where I was up on the deck, and she was just there at the entrance to the driveway, and she's going. It's like talking to me, right?
Yeah, give me food.
It felt like she was saying thank you for watching over my babies, kind of thing.
Maybe that might be true as well. I mean, they choose you.
Yeah,
they do choose you. So the reason that this little cat didn't bring her babies to us was because before she could do that, another mother brought her babies to us. So we've also got those 3 babies outside.
We have this mother,
this mother's very territorial. So she's like pushing everybody out.
Oh, really?
But, so we now have like her and her 3 kittens. She was quite feral when she first came to us. Her love language was hissing and spitting at me. But
oh, really? Okay, but she always came to you.
Yeah, but she always came to us for food. And then she brought her kittens. And now she's warmed up to us a bit, and she's kind of friendly, but she's still like quite sometimes she'll still hiss at me or sort of like swipe or something, but not to hurt, but like just to put me in my place or something.
There's a boss,
so
right?
I don't think, I'm not sure we can rescue them. It's very difficult to find places as well for cats, like for rescue cats, especially kitten season this year was really bad.
I have heard that Ibaraki Prefecture
It's the worst.
is the worst, right?
It's the worst.
Yeah.
People dump their cats. They don't neuter
Well,
them.
they actually kill the
kill
highest
them.
number of pets that are just slaughtered, right?
I know.
Yeah.
But at least the Hokenjo now are not. They're not killing. No kill now.
Oh, really?
Thanks to animal activists.
That's changed. Okay, yeah. Good, because I remember that from like 10 years ago.
It used to be awful, yeah. But now there is, apparently from what I hear from my friends in animal rescue, there are no kill at the moment in shelters.
Oh, wow. That's great, though.
Which I hope that's true.
But it's hard, though. I mean, it's like
it's
finding
hard because when they
homes
start getting full, the animal rescue people go in and like start taking them out.
Yeah.
But it's always difficult. You just need to educate people to neuter their damn pets.
Yeah.
Just neuter your cats.
Yeah, you can actually, because
it doesn't cost that much. You can get tickets from the prefecture or whatever. Just do it.
Do you know Oike, the pond? On Hojo?
Yeah.
There's a guy that like takes care of the cats there.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And I guess he takes them to the Hokenjo and gets them neutered, right? I think he had to pay like 5,000 yen or something, or
I don't know if he takes. Is it the Hokenjo he
I'm
takes them to?
I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, there's a place
what
for
you
that.
call TNR. Trap, neuter, return. So you trap the cats, you take them to be neutered, and then you put them back in their original environment, and you look after them in their original environment. So you feed them, you make sure that the place is kept clean, so it's not annoying residents, and so they become community cats.
Yeah, that's basically what he's doing.
If they need medical attention, then you try to trap them again and take them to and you can get tickets from the prefecture for free or very cheap neutering. And there are like TNR sessions where they literally do it in car parks. Oh, really? Like on one day.
Oh, wow.
And you can just like, cats that you've trapped, you can take them there and then to be neutered.
Interesting.
I know. I mean, it's kind of wild. I know a lot more about animal rescue than I ever wanted to know. To be honest.
I'm sorry. I tried this without you, but okay.
Cheers.
This is Infantile. Yep.
No, this is the other one. Oh, it is Infantile. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the
Puglia one. Yeah.
Ah, that's nice.
It's good.
It does not. It's sometimes if the second wine is not as strong as the first one, this one has lots of flavor.
This one's very mellow.
Yeah,
it's good.
Full. Wow. Okay. So, should we cook some meat? So we've talked about this before, but I think just the clarification of what a translator does, and you can expand on this deeply for sure, but the same, you can have three translators translate the same book, and there will be three different books.
It will, yeah.
And actually, I think you were telling me last time we met, or the previous time, that actually translators are actually getting credit for their work as not as a derivative work. I don't know. You know the specifics about that, but. And apparently it's better in Japan than it is overseas, is what I've heard. But because it's just like you translate it, it's done, and the translation is just you just one-to-one copy the words over. But you're not just doing that. You're not just copying the words. You're right. It's because you have this basis, and you have the sentence structure, and you have the order, and you have the paragraphs, and you have the story and everything. But you're actually kind of writing
We're rewriting.
You're rewriting a book in
another
English.
language.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So where to start? In Japan, translators have always been recognized, both in the contracts they get, the type of payment they get, the fact that they always get royalty. I mean, the fee they get is part of the royalties for the first print run. So whatever the first print run is, they get a percentage of the royalties for that first print run is their fee.
Okay.
And every time another new print run is done,
They get royalties.
they're paid in advance the royalties for that print run.
Okay.
In England, you're lucky if you even get royalties. I mean, in the English-speaking world.
Yeah. That was my understanding.
The UK or America. I mean, nowadays we're, after a lot of translator activism, we're getting better deals now. But in the past, as you probably know, English-speaking countries have not had a very good reputation for publishing books in English translation. In fact, there's the figure of 3% of books published are translations from all languages.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Now I think it's probably increased a bit. But, like even just 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 3% was the accepted figure. It's pathetic, right? I mean,
wow. Okay. So
so like in Japan, in contrast, probably in most European countries and all the rest of it, it's probably more like 20% of all books published are translations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I grew
in the
up.
English-speaking world, it's 3%.
Yeah. I grew up reading Hermann Hesse.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But there are very few.
Very few. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I mean, tend to be more just the classics rather than a lot of contemporary literature as well.
Interesting. Yeah. I never even thought about that. Yeah. All the books I've read are old. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think. Now things have improved a lot. I mean, but translators have been working hard to get better recognition, also professionalizing. I think in the past a lot of the translators were academics, for example, so they're translating their research interests or classics, if you like, of literature, which I think that definitely has its place and it's a really good thing. But nowadays what we're seeing is a lot of the translators now publishing are freelancers like myself, who are not tied by academic interests particularly. We're more market-driven. The books that we like reading, contemporary. I mean, I'm a big fan of contemporary literature. I like reading. I like literary fiction rather than mass fiction myself. But
literary fiction versus mass fiction.
Yeah, I mean.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, let's have a look at the currently what's popular. What's really popular in the UK at the moment is what we're calling cozy fiction.
Cozy fiction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which it's fiction that makes you feel good.
Okay.
Like before the coffee gets cold. Like what you want will be in the library or whatever it is. There's all of these titles that have cats. A lot of them have cats in them. Cats in the title because they're cute. Or magical or whatever. But these titles, I must admit, these books are selling like hotcakes now. But I can't say that it's my favourite type of fiction.
No.
I prefer my fiction. I don't like my fiction to be too cozy. I like it to have
some. Yeah.
It has to make me think a bit.
Okay,
Not to be
studio
too
audience.
easy. Yeah.
Studio audience. If you would like some meat, bring over a bowl or something, and we'll load you some meat there, so you can share in the experience of the imuragyu.
Thank you.
There you go. They don't want any. No food.
He'll have some. He just doesn't want to come over into the.
You're off camera. You're off camera. Oh no, you're on camera now. You can see you. I can see you.
I'm gonna eat some.
Yeah, just looking some of the titles of the books that you translated. They're just even the titles are pretty gritty and
that's. I have done a couple of no, maybe one cozy fiction title, but that was by Makoto Shinkai. That's this one, in fact. Yeah, I have to say it has a very, very cute picture of a cat on the cover.
Oh, there you go. She and her cat.
Mm-hmm.
How does that? We put it up. We bring it over here. Is that going to focus on us?
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, this is
She and her cat.
Makoto Shinkai. He didn't actually write it. It was Naruki Nakagawa who wrote it.
Okay.
But it's based on a short film by
Oh, thank you.
Makoto Shinkai that he wrote for a friend of his who was going through a rough patch.
Okay.
And it features cats.
She and her cat as opposed to her and her cat, or?
Well, no, it's a woman, Kanojo to Kanojo no Neko.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a direct translation.
The
The publisher had already decided that before I took it on, which is fine.
Okay. Yeah, that was kind of one of the questions, like who does the title, right?
Publishers.
Yeah, and they do some weird ones, right? At least for movies.
Oh, I've had some big arguments with publishers about titles, and I lose them every time.
Yeah. For movies, it's always something no sentaku or something. Ai no sentaku, or neko no sentaku, or is it same with books too? Is it? Do they have sort of?
They just want a catchy title that will sell, basically.
Okay.
So, that's
interesting. Okay, so you don't. There's not. You give feedback, but it's not always wanted.
Yeah, I mean, She and Her Cat. I'm fine with that title. I think that's quite a good title, actually.
Yeah,
and it's what the original is, and it's a good title. And these are 4 short stories that are interconnected, and the cats move between them. And you can call it cozy fiction, but it's also, I think it's on the more quality side of the cozy fiction.
So high quality.
And I mean,
cozy.
this was one of the earlier ones that came out. So nowadays, I'm not really taking any of those. But gosh, another one.
Another one.
Cabernet Sauvignon, nice.
Coppola. Francis Ford Coppola. This guy must be in the film industry. Why, thank you. Yeah, you don't even drink wine, but yeah. So there's another. Now it's turning into a wine talk.
Okay.
Now we're getting serious.
Thank you. Okay.
Cozy thing. Yeah. So, how do you?
You want to know about titles?
Yes.
Something really interesting.
Okay.
Well, first of all, maybe I should show you this one, Convenience Store Woman.
Yeah.
Convenience Store Woman was not my title. This is the first time I really argued about a title and lost.
Oh, really?
But they wanted this,
the Japanese is convenience store.
Ningen. But how do you translate Ningen? It's a much more complex. No, I mean, it can be human, it can be person.
Yeah.
In the context of this book, it's more like ikimono, like a type of human.
Convenience store thing?
That sort of idea. Like the
really?
ningen in. It has all of those connotations in Japanese, but you can't capture that in English.
Yeah.
So in the end, I do think Convenience Store Woman is a good title, but I didn't like it to begin with because the character is like not trying. I mean, she just basically doesn't have womanhood as we know it.
Yeah.
So she's not really a woman as we know it, and that's kind of the point in many ways.
And thus ningen as opposed to onna or woman.
Exactly. So I just thought it was wrong.
Well,
but,
what would you have done?
I didn't know. I mean, that's the trouble. Like trying to find a catchy title is really hard.
Catchy title that also gets the original meaning.
Exactly. It's very, very hard. So, I mean, basically, I think publishers decide, they make the decision because they're the ones who have to sell it.
Yeah.
So let me show you the other very interesting one. Let me see if you can notice the difference. This is the same book in the UK edition and the American edition.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Apart from the very obvious difference in covers, look at the title.
Wow. Okay. All right. Mornings with my cat, me. Mornings without me.
Me being the name of the cat.
Me being the name of the cat, not me.
Not
but
me. M-I-I is the name of the cat.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Are we ready for this, guys? Mornings with my cat, me. Is there kanji for me, or is it a...
No, it's katakana.
Yeah, katakana.
Yeah. It's like me, like kitten sound.
I will tell you a secret that will no longer be a secret, but when my wife comes home at night, I turn into a tanuki, and I say, me.
Too much information.
That's way too much, right? And she's like, tanuki-san! So, yeah.
So the original title is indeed Mornings Without Me. Mi no Inayasa.
Mi no Inayasa, okay.
Yeah. So Inaba Mayumi, she is a very respected literary figure in Japan. I mean, unfortunately, she passed away maybe a decade or so ago.
Oh wow!
But here the British publisher is trying to put it in this cat phase of cozy fiction.
Yeah.
It's a literary memoir.
Yeah.
It's a literary memoir of Inaba Mayumi making her way as an author, but coinciding with her finding this kitten and the kitten accompanying her throughout all the changes in her life until she turns into an elderly cat, gets sick and dies.
And it's got the cute photograph of the it's got the cute photograph of the cat. Yeah.
It's an illustration. It's a super cute illustration.
It looks like a photograph.
Yeah.
Bad eyes. Okay.
Yeah.
And then this one is just
So the American publisher, it was a British
cute.
publisher who purchased it, who acquired the rights and who got me to translate it. And they're trying to put it into the cozy fiction cat thing.
The Japanese modern classic.
And I was very much against that. When the American publisher told me that they were going to stick with the original title and they had this cover, I was so happy because this really fits the book.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is so good. And what's even more interesting is because they were marketing this as a literary memoir of pet.
Yeah.
Like pet owners, which in America is a big thing. So all the booksellers were very on board with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't want it to be a cozy cat book. Literary, a memoir, pet memoir, perfect for them. Yeah. And the American edition is the one that's selling.
Interesting.
And I just got an email from the editor of this one that they're actually going to use this cover now.
Oh, no shit! Oh, that's awesome.
So, I mean, I guess she's realised her mistake. But I hope she's not watching this. But,
oh, no.
But unfortunately, they can't change the title, so they're still sticking with the Mornings with My Cat Me.
So, because
this is,
the original Japanese
she's a poet. Inaba Mayumi is actually a poet as well. So the original title is a very poetic rendering of her emotions. The book ends, I mean, okay, big spoiler, but it ends with the cat dying.
Without me,
and she's facing the rest of her life. Up until then, it's been mostly about her nights with the cat.
Yeah.
She comes home from work and spends with the cat. And then the cat dies, and then it's in the morning, and okay, this is my first morning without my cat, and from now on, my mornings are going to be without my cat. So,
interesting.
Yeah. And it's a much more evocative, poetic title, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So,
this is cozy. This is cozy, though.
No, it's not cozy.
But this is cozy.
This one's cozy.
Yeah.
But
it's the same book.
It doesn't match the content.
And the translation is exactly the same.
The translation's exactly the same. But the content is not cozy. At all.
Wow.
So publishing is a weird business. Totally.
And you've got the people in power that have their ideas of what works and what doesn't work and what has worked and what hasn't worked.
Editors, that's their job. That's what they have to do. So I don't want to diss anybody at all, but they will have to make their.
Yeah, right.
When they acquire a book, they have to be very convinced. They have to have a vision for the book and be very convinced that, especially this is a big, this is Penguin Random House, so it's a very big publisher. They have to be very, very secure in in their vision for the book.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
This is a great story.
Yeah. Yes, it's a very good illustration of like the power of countries, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just the whole, just going around, just like when I first came to Asia, I was in Taiwan, right? Mm-hmm. And Taiwan had lots of books and everything, but the way that they and a lot of translated books and everything, but not beautiful. Just like paperbacks, small. You've got the fushi, the thing on it, but not like the beautiful hardcover. I'm sure there's probably economic reasons and things like that, but you couldn't tell the difference between anything.
Right.
And you're looking at it; it's all in Chinese characters and everything, right? And and then maybe you see like a little picture of the original cover from the book that was in the United States or whatever. And just every country that you go to has a different way of presenting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's very, very interesting. The different covers you get for a book and different languages. It's wild.
Yeah. And it's like and when you come from a different culture, it's like we know what the Japanese want.
Yeah.
Or we know what the British want. Or we want the people in the United States want. And it isn't always the case, but but it is very interesting that there's a kind of a standard for how things are presented, how books are presented in a country, just in terms of design, layout, and stuff like that.
Absolutely, I think that's very, very true. Yeah.
We have another guest. Hello. You will eat meat too? Konnichiwa. Here we get some more meat. There's not a lot, but maybe get 1 or 2 pieces up there to Aika and Leon in the upper rafters. So you have to come over here and grab the meat. Okay? And then maybe, let's get like 2 pieces up to Aika and Leon there. No? No meat? It's a wine talk. Wow. So I'm just curious about the whole process. So we got how many? 2, 3. Imuragyu. This is really good. Really, really good. Oh, sorry. There we go. You want some what? Oh no. We got meat flying everywhere. Doesn't. So I know you slowly got into it, but I'm really curious about how you get these jobs, and what do you meet the author? Is it through the publisher? How does that all work? And then the follow-up question to that is, and you can drink some wine while I'm asking. I got to create time for you. Yeah. The follow-up to that is, because I'm really curious, do you ever get to meet the authors?
Oh,
and then feedback, or how does it? I'm sure it's really deep, right?
I mean, I have 2 authors that I work quite closely with. One is like Sayaka Murata, which the convenience store woman. I've done 4 books with her so far.
Wow.
And a lot of short stories as well. And I mean, I first translated a short story by her in 2012, actually. It was a charity edition after the earthquake and tsunami disaster.
I saw that.
Yeah, Waseda Bungaku. I was basically sent a list of the stories that they were considering for the collection, and I was asked to say which one I would like, which one or ones I would be interested in translating. And the story by her was like Kaze no Koibito, like Lovers on the Breeze, which actually is in this collection.
Lovers on the Breeze, Love in the Wind.
Yeah, I mean it's included in this collection, but as second publication. But and I chose that one because I really I thought it was a very interesting story. I mean, it grabbed my attention.
Yeah.
And that was the first I ever heard of her as an author. And then that was like the Waseda Bungaku collection of stories. And
So they actually send you. So you're now at the point where
no,
they'll send you a list,
back
or
then. Why did I? Okay, so in 2010, I went to the British Centre for Literary Translation in Norwich, in the UK, at the University of East Anglia in Norwich, in UK, does a translation summer school every year.
okay.
And in 2010, they included a Japanese workshop for the first time that was funded by the Nippon Foundation. And I applied for it and got it. So I went there, and it's basically 10 translators in a room with an author that was Tawada Yoko, who is wonderful, and her translator, Margaret Mitsutani. And our job for the week was to produce a consensus translation of a passage from one of Yoko Tawada's books.
A consensus translation?
Yeah, so that idea is we're in a workshop, the way we did it, we got off into pairs or small groups and we started translating together. And then we shared our translation with the rest of the group and discussed, and we had to come up with something that we all agreed on.
Yeah.
Which is very difficult because we all have different opinions. But that's what's so good about it, is because that's a very good way to expand your world as a translator, to expand your own mind as a translator and see how other people would tackle something.
10 people, right?
Yeah, 10 people. So 10 different ideas.
Wow.
And you have to agree. It's not easy, but it's a really excellent exercise, and this is a format of workshop that I really recommend now.
It's
and
incredible.
I occasionally do that. If I'm asked to lead a workshop, I'll try and do this sort of thing. Because what's so important about it is not really what you come up with, because what you come up with is not the same as producing a translation for publication. Yeah, it's more about you seeing how other people would deal with it. You're discussing things, and you're expanding your own mind and your own horizons as a translator. And it's a very safe space to experiment and do different things and to see what's acceptable and what isn't. And it's an excellent way to develop yourself as a translator.
Do you think that a book translated in consensus by 10 people would be a better translation?
No.
Or a better book? Me neither.
No, I don't. But that's not the point of it.
I know.
Yeah. That's not the point of the workshop. It's not. You're not doing something for publication.
No.
It's really just the focus of the workshop, and it's about your own professional development, expanding your own thoughts.
So how do you translate Yoroshiku onegai shimasu?
Put me on the spot. Why don't you?
I know. I had to. I got. That was like, you're here. I was like, that's like. I've got mine. For that. But I want to.
Well, I think again. I mean, I'm sorry.
Because it doesn't like the concept doesn't exist, right?
So
sort of.
I'm sorry. What you'll always get from a translator is it depends on the context.
Okay. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu.
So please give me your opinion or something in this case, or I don't know. I mean,
that's.
So I mean, it depends in the context what.
It was like answer the question, right? Basically,
answer the damn question.
Answer the damn question.
You can say that as well. It depends on the context. So
I say, thank you very much for taking care of me in the future.
Which is so not English.
It's so not English.
So you're not going to use that in a.
You're not going to use that in a book, but I think it gets the feeling of what when you're saying Yoroshiku onegai to someone is like you are asking them for their help. Not now, but going forward, right?
Yeah. On the other hand,
but we'd never say that.
Of course we would never say that.
Say what? Stop. Right? I mean, it's like, if you're...
I mean, this is great as a way to understand languages and cultures, to come up with that sort of idea. That's great. As a translator, it's not helpful because it's as a translator, what you have to come up with is something that would be equivalent situation in English.
Yeah.
In my case, in English.
Yeah.
So obviously, no editor would accept that with good reason, because like no English person would ever say that.
Sense,
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And the reader doesn't need to know that level of detail about it.
So every time you say it, every time you translate that, it might be different. What you have to consider
is if in Japanese, is it marked or is it not marked? By which I mean, does it sound weird in Japanese, or does it sound completely natural, as like everybody says it all the time?
Oh, like when something is written.
Yeah, so I mean, if you say yoroshiku onegaishimasu, I mean, everybody says that all the time. They don't think about the meaning.
Yeah.
It's a phrase that comes out again and again and again, and it's not marked at all, usually. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there might be some cases where it's like used sarcastically or something. Yeah. But in which case you have to adapt it for that. Mm-hmm. But,
so when you're reading a book, you're looking at...
So you're looking at, whether it's natural or not, and if it's not natural, how is it not natural? I mean, Sayaka Murata is a very, very good example of that, because she uses words in a very weird way sometimes. Yeah. And it's weird for Japanese people. In which case, you have to get that weirdness across in English as well, somehow. Okay. And I mean, you might not be able to do it in exactly the same way, but you have to try to sort of come up with some kind of equivalent to get that feeling across. So it's very subjective. Like what we do is extremely subjective. Oh yeah. And if you think about even yourself, if you read the same book at different points in your life, it's like reading a completely different book sometimes, isn't it? Yeah, your experience is different. Your experience is different, so you're bringing a lot of your own life experience into what you're doing as a reader. Yeah. And of course, it's going to be the same for any translators as well. Yeah. That's why, to go back to your earlier point, that's why if you get 3 competent translators translating the same piece, they're going to be subtly different. Yeah. Or they might be dramatically different. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, but in any case, they're not going to be identical.
Has that ever happened? Has there ever been a book that's been translated by more than one person?
Yeah, many. Yeah. Many. The Tale of Genji. Yeah. There are many translations of the Tale of Genji. I mean, we have the copyright laws mean that like recent books are not going to be multiple translations on the whole. But once a book is out of copyright, you're going to get a lot more if it's a really popular book, you're going to get more translations coming out. Wow.
So what's your process? Like when you've got a book. Yeah. It's hundreds of pages. Yeah. And you go through. I assume you read it through once at least, right?
Not necessarily.
No, and then you go through page by page, line by line.
I do a very, very rough translation to begin with. I don't try to get the style right or anything. I just get it onto the page. Okay. And it can be very awkward English. That's fine. Yeah. I don't mind. But during that process of going through the first translation, I'm already formulating I'm already getting to know the characters, who they are, how they talk, what they sound like, how they interact with people, their interests, and all of these things. I'm getting to know them. I'm getting to know the narrative voice, and that's the most important part of the book, is the narrative voice, because that's going to determine how the reader engages with the work. That's super important, is the narrative voice. So by the end of that first run-through of the book, of very literal translation, I'm already like making a lot of decisions in my mind about how things are going to be in the second run. And then in the second pass, I'm rewriting in English, and I'm thinking much more about issues like narrative voice, dialogue, style, things like that. And I mean, it's basically I'm writing it in English at that point. Yeah. Yeah. Then like I go through it again, and I refine it further. And at some point, I also go back looking at the Japanese to make sure I haven't gone too far from the Japanese.
Yeah.
make sure that I'm not, sometimes I miss things out. And
Because I find that you can read the same line 5 or 10 times in one day, but if you sleep on it, and over a couple of weeks or something, you start really getting the meaning of that line or the phrase or whatever.
So often when I go through the second time, things that really stumped me in the first time round, it's like obvious. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, fine. And sometimes I don't. By the time I've gone through multiple times, there are things I still don't understand. Then I'm sorry, I have to mention my lovely husband sitting there again.
Lovely husband?
He's trying to avoid being seen.
You can see the back of your head only.
But he now checks all my translations for me.
Wow.
Yes, he makes sure that I haven't made any big bloopers in them. And
wow.
Yeah, no, it's really,
that's awesome, because he's really good.
He's really good.
Yeah.
And it's an enormous help, because it gives me confidence as well in that what I'm going to, what's going to be published is going to be as good as possible. So it's very valuable to me to have that input. But sometimes there are things that even he can't get. And then if I have access to the author, I can go and ask the author.
Oh, what is it?
But I don't want to annoy them with like millions of questions.
Yeah.
So I always wait until that very, very last part of the process when there are just some questions left. I can be very quick and precise and just go through them. And,
because that was one of my follow-ups.
So this is where we started, wasn't it? You asked me about who I work with. So I mean, Sayaka Murata. I translated her first story in 2012, but it was in 2014 when the UK publication Granta was going to do a focus on Japan, Japan, and they included one of her stories, which was A Clean Marriage. Because I'd done the earlier story by her, I was asked, do you want to do this one?
Yeah.
So I said, sure, because she's a really interesting author, and it was a fantastic story.
Yeah.
It's excellent. You can see it. You can read it on the Granta Japan, on the Granta website. A Clean Marriage by Sayaka Murata.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
you can read
send
it.
me a link to that, and I'll add it to this. And we can share that.
Yeah. And that story got a lot of attention. So I knew that she was going to be really popular at that stage.
Wow.
And then Convenience Store Woman won the Akutagawa Prize. And at that point, an agent wanted to represent it and got me to go along with him to the publisher's office, Bunge Shunji's office, and they commissioned me to do a sample that they could use to sell.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So what was it about the story? What hit you? I mean, like.
I'm sure if you
is it just a feeling, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be feelings. Yeah. Feelings are always involved with literature for me. It's like, but also, I mean, it's just so brilliantly done. It's how can I describe this story? It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, she is. What she does is she puts the way she describes it herself, like she puts certain spotlights onto society and shows them up for being like what we think of as normal is actually not normal at all. It's actually weird. So she like completely turns things upside down. So we see that actually our society is as weird as hell, right? Like
interesting.
What we think is normal is like actually it's not normal at all. It's like really, it's only because we decide it's normal that.
And then somehow she pulls that out.
And she pulls, she just goes poking at all of these things, and she also like pokes at taboos in society, and she's a very interesting author to me, and she's also got a very good sense of humor. So sometimes it can be like, I wouldn't say that she, I would never call it comical or anything like that, but it's more like sort of spitting out your coffee sort of humor.
Spitting out. Okay, like you're surprised.
Yeah,
well,
I was surprised.
I wasn't expecting to laugh, kind of thing.
Exactly. She's that sort of author, and she's very, very good at it. Yeah.
Wow. I started reading this one.
Yeah.
Convenience Store Woman.
Yeah.
and it's it's so specific and intricate, right? There's the whole, just going through her whole process of what she can hear in the shop and expecting the customers and everything.
Yeah.
So I haven't finished it, but so does that get turned around? That
Yeah,
like
kind of,
she's like, this is my life. It's like I'm the Zen
So did
convenience
you
store
get
woman.
to the point where she got a man into her life?
No, not yet.
Oh,
no.
dear. You've missed the best bit. Okay. She shacks up with this like complete what do you call them? Incel.
Incel.
Yeah.
What's an incel?
Incel.
Hikikomori. No.
No, I mean like a really obnoxious sort of like male who hates women and hates the world and like thinks the world owes him a living and like a troll sort of guy. Yeah.
Oh,
but
interesting.
she like somehow gets involved with him. Again, not because she's attracted to him in any sense at all. It's just like maybe he needs help. Like that's one thing. But also like she's under a lot of pressure from her sister and her mother and her friends to get married or at least get a boyfriend or whatever. So she thinks, well, yeah, maybe I should have him like live in my house. Like, why not? Sort of thing. See, maybe something will come of it. Or,
Crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, and it ends up leading to a major epiphany on her part, which obviously like doesn't involve him. But anyway, yeah. So. Anyway, finish reading it. It's
yeah, no, totally. Yeah, I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
It's good reading. Yeah. So we're into the Coppola now. Any comments on the Coppola from the guy who brought the Coppola? Just found that it was the cheapest bottle of wine I could find at the store. No,
I don't drink, so tell me how it is.
Okay, all right. So it's a Cabernet Sauvignon. No,
it's nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
And different flavor. This is great.
A different flavour again. It's
Probably need some more meat. How I know we said we'd only go an hour, but we've gone over an hour. How are you for time?
I'm okay.
You okay? We're having a good conversation.
I mean, I'm enjoying it.
I'm too.
Everybody else might be
You guys
falling
enjoying
asleep.
it?
I don't know.
Do you wanna let these guys ask some questions? You wanna ask some questions?
If you like.
What do you
Got
think?
any questions?
No, pretty quiet.
I have a question.
You have a question. We have a whole system for questions. Are you ready? We've got a microphone. We'll pass this over to you, and then you can, and your voice will go out into the internet.
So my question is, sometimes the original Japanese is really redundant.
It's really what's really.
Redundant. They repeat the same thing again.
Yeah, repetitive.
Do you ever omit like a complete sentence, or
Yeah, maybe.
would you do that?
I would.
If it sounds more natural.
If it was appropriate. Yeah. It's kind of hard to. As translators will always tell you, it depends on the context.
Yeah.
That's what we always say, but it's very true.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Depending
But you know, I mean, like repetition, I think is a really good point because Japanese tends to repeat a lot, which in English does not work, you know, at all. So often, like words, you know, like I'll stop repeating the words, for example. A whole sentence, maybe it will come out. I mean, it's true. If I don't take it out, the editor might.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so the editor comes after.
An editor comes after what I do. So again, it goes through several rounds of checks after I do it. You know, like different. You know, like you get the original commissioning editor does the first pass, and then we agree things among us. And then it'll go to a copy editor, and then it'll go to a proofreader, and then it goes to God knows what else. And by which time I'm getting really sick of the whole process, and they come up with some really, you know, the further down the line it goes, it can sometimes get some really stupid comments. And I'm just going like, step, step. But you know, I mean, I'm really grateful to the editors for the job they do, because they're the ones who can really looking at it as a work in English to make it work. Yeah.
What's an example? Like, what's an example of that repetitive?
Okay, so a good example of that would be in Convenience Store Woman, in the very, very first paragraph. I can't remember. You know, in the Japanese, you've got like the nantoka nantoka no oto, nantoka no oto. You know, like the sound of this, the sound of that is repeated all the way through. Whereas, rather than do that, I use sound words in English. So I did the calls of the store workers, the beats of the bus. You know, I use sound words rather than repeat the word sound. Also, because the convenience store, you know, like it, you know, the very, very first sentence is in Japanese. I think it's something like it's full of sound. Yeah, the convenience store is full of sound. Yeah, whereas because in English we don't even have convenience stores. Yeah, so in just that very, very first sentence in Japanese, look, we'll put any Japanese person like right in a very, very familiar environment that they go to every day. Mm-hmm. Whereas the English reader doesn't know that environment at all. It's like something completely different to them. So that's really interesting and very very core to the whole thing. I ended up doing a convenience store as a world of sound to show that, you know, like this is like something different. It's another world. It's a particular world of its own. Like just a subtle way to try to indicate to the reader that they're going into a different kind of space. Yeah, and then after that, like using sound words to try to bring it to life. You know, like because all of those sounds, like immediately Japanese people will recognize them. You know, the door chimes, you hear it. They did. The BBC did a dramatization of Convenience Store Woman, and they did a really good job of it. I think. You know, like I mean. I can't remember how long it was. You know, maybe it was quite short, maybe half an hour, maybe an hour. I don't remember. They sent it to me for checking before going. You know, before they actually recorded it. But when they actually, so I did all the checking of what they did, and I pointed out a few things that were not really right for the Japanese. But then when they sent me the final recording, what was very interesting to me was that the bar, the store, the door chime was completely different. Yeah, you know that typical like convenience store door chime in Japan. You know, everybody knows that sound. But in the English version on the BBC dramatization was like completely different door chime. And I was like, oh no. Oh no, that's not right at all. But I mean, they told me that was a deliberate choice because readers in English would understand that better as a door chime.
That's the interesting thing that your cultural context.
Yeah.
That you write one sentence or two sentences.
Yeah. And
if you're from that cultural context. It reminds you of the way your mother woke you up in the morning.
Exactly.
You know, or it reminds you know, like you say, convenience store.
Yeah.
And you know.
You're in there.
Yeah.
I mean, they've all got the same layout. Like when you go
or
into
like a yakitori, you know.
Doesn't matter where you are in Japan. You know, like you've always got the same things, and they're in the same places everywhere. You know exactly where to go in the convenience store to find something, right?
So without explaining that. Someone from another cultural context doesn't know.
You have to evoke it for them somehow. Yeah. So translation is not about word-to-word equivalence, obviously.
Yeah.
It's about trying to get the cultural context over as well. Yeah.
I'm sorry, you had a comment to back that. You were going to say something, and I interrupted you.
Oh no.
No, it's okay. Yeah. All right.
I was actually going to ask about the same thing. So I work as a translator regularly, and one of the things, like as you were saying, like there's certain sounds, like for example, when I was watching an anime when I was younger, there was the sound of the cicadas, and I didn't understand what that meant because I'm Canadian, so we don't have cicadas. So I didn't
Sorry,
know
the sound of what did you say?
cicadas.
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 Semi.
Yeah.
No.
Seminole.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand what the context
Sure.
of that was at that time because, again, I'd never been to Japan, I didn't know about it. And then what they were using with that sound was to say, because there was this massive event that happened, Japan is in permanent summer. So the reason you hear that sound all the time is because it is summer. And that was the sort of recognition of that.
Right.
Interesting. If you're from Texas, you would get that.
Yeah. We have snow.
And snow.
And snow.
And snow.
And snow. So, like, if I was up in Hokkaido, it'd be good, but anyway. So getting back to that with context clues, like, as a translator, being from North America or being Canadian specifically, my worldview is that and also my worldview from Japan. But how do you, because you're an English translator, English is not just a one-country language, it's a multicultural language.
Yeah.
So how do you translate in a way, using word usage in a way that will hit multiple English languages?
That's super interesting because in my experience you cannot please everybody. Yeah. But you can go some way to trying to. So, yeah. I do, on the whole, try not to be too region-specific when I translate. Often I'm translating for American publishers, but I'm British. So, it's your, I use American spelling, and
I can understand. I can understand 70% of what you say.
And I try to avoid, overt Britishisms, but you do come across clashes. For example, again, to go back to this little book, Tenin, like store worker, clerk, shop clerk would be what the Americans say. Store clerk would be what the Americans say. That does not work in British English at all. Like we don't say clerk to begin with, we say a clerk, and that's something completely different anyway. They work in an office, not in a shop. So, so I did not want, and we say shop assistant in the UK, which is not going to work for Americans, and I'm translating for an American publisher, remember. So, and I was really reluctant to use store clerk, I do not want to use that. So I had to come up with something completely different. So I came up with a store worker, which I thought that's cool. This is Japan. It's not like Britain or America. We can have a different word. Why not? So you have to use your creativity like this to. You're not always going to be able to come up with something, but yeah, it's a very, very tricky situation.
Yeah. Like in work, I run into that on a daily basis, so I completely understand.
Yeah.
The other thing I have, and this is something that I sort of run to when I go to see movies, of course, I like to listen to the original voices if it's a Hollywood movie, etc. And there's always subtitles because they hard bake them in.
Subtitles, yeah.
Subtitles.
What is your... Is it hard for you to watch those films when you're going to the theater and not just laugh because the translation is so bad? Or I know for myself because I've been doing translation work for over 20 years. I can look and I can tell. I'm like, okay, I know exactly how you translated or which auto translation program you used to do it, or what you were thinking when you were translating it. Do you have that the same sort of thing, or am I just crazy?
I remember when I was living in Barcelona, a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine who was also like a close neighbour, was translating subtitles for Catalan TV from English. And she would often come to me and ask me, often she would not even be given a transcript. She was working from oral thing. Wow. It was really tough. Plus, she was so badly paid and like her deadlines were so tight. You know, like I was really shocked at her working conditions. And I mean, I remember like one film, like some American like 1940s film where they were speaking like 19 to the dozen, like really fast. And I couldn't understand everything in it. You know, like she was saying, so what did he say there? And I'm going, I don't know, sorry. I'm sorry. You know,
Can't even hear that, yeah.
You know, I can't even hear what he's saying. You know, like, so she just has to like do what she can because the deadline's tomorrow. So, you know, like, and so while I do get annoyed at like bad translations in subtitles, I also understand that they're working under very difficult conditions a lot of the time, so I try not to get too upset about it.
So my whole like me and my wife watch Netflix, or you know, and she's reading the subtitles and everything, but I'm checking from time to time, especially when there's something like, you know, like raunchy or vague, you know. It's like, how did they translate it? Did they translate this the right way? You know, and so we're stopping. Yeah. And I'm like, did you get that? What was it? What was the translation? Was it? And it was like, and sometimes I'm surprised. Actually, I'm surprised when it's good.
Yeah.
When they
sometimes they're really good.
And I don't think it's always. I don't think it's always because. I think that a lot of translators of subtitles and things like that, a lot of translators or interpreters more maybe than translators, as it were, are more focused on keeping things smooth. Yeah. And not necessarily getting to the crux of what is being said, but it's more like, okay, the Japanese people will understand it this way. They're not. If I translate it as it's said, they won't get it. Yeah. You know, like translating jokes is probably the hardest thing in the history of the world, right?
Yeah, that's really tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can do it. I can do it consistently.
Especially when you've got the limit of subtitles where your space is limited.
So many.
You have to cut it down and everything.
You have to fit into.
But it just seems like they're just like cutting it out.
Yeah, often they do. Yeah. I think that's true. But I think it's also a very good point that you're dealing with the spoken word in film, not the written word. And I think that's also a difference, because when you, interpreting and translating, as you probably know, are very, very different skills. I mean, I can't interpret to save my life. I'm a crap interpreter. I'm hopeless at it.
Yeah, that was very...
And I refuse to do it. You know, I just don't, you know, because... You know, and why can't I do it is because, like, when I try to when I'm translating, I'm going into details. I'm going deep in, and I want to get it right. I'm a perfectionist.
You have time, right? Yeah.
And interpreting, you don't have time to do that. You just have to let it go. You have to go, and I can't let it go. I just can't do that, and I get stuck. And I'm there going like, like it's like, yeah. So I can't. I refuse to do it. I just don't.
When I interpret, I actually stop. If someone says something I don't understand, I stop them.
Yeah.
And I confirm. Of course. Most interpreters don't do that.
No, sometimes I do know interpreters who do that.
Oh, that's great. That's because I haven't seen many. Yeah. I thought it was special. I thought it was special.
I'm sorry. I know some really, really excellent interpreters, especially for literature.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in awe. And
crazy
one
stuff,
particular interpreter I know, she is absolutely stunning. She's like a performer as well. You know, like,
awesome.
You know, she just performs everything, and she's so good. She does her homework first. She knows the author. She knows the words. She's done her preparation, and she's so good. But she's also like humble enough to just say, like, just a minute, I didn't get that. Say it again, you know, whatever. Yeah. So I mean, the best interpreters do that. So you're the best.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, so you get some more wine. What would you like to drink?
Give me whichever you think.
I think this is the best.
Okay.
I think the one that you brought is the best wine.
Okay.
It's the fullest body.
I must admit,
flavorful.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed all of them.
Yeah, they're all very good. Yeah. We have another question. Is somebody looking for? No? No? Mic is on, right? Yep, can see it. Okay.
So I've done a lot of interpreting and translating myself, and I'm on the film side of things. I'm working with those subtitles where there's no time and feeling no space to write things and so on. And a lot of my friends working in translation from the Latin industry, to leave the industry because of AI tools and machine translation and things.
Yeah.
And as opposed to what you do, which is deeply connected with content and extreme backlog and things. But how do you see things changing in the future with these major changes in the translation industry?
This is a huge question, and I actually don't have answers at the moment, but my own particular stance on the subject is that literature is about the human condition. It's like people writing about the human condition, creating spaces to consider what it is to be human, different. The same with art as well. It's human creativity is something to me that's very precious. So it makes zero sense to me to use AI to translate these things any more than it makes zero sense to use AI to paint pictures for people. I don't want to see a machine-created picture. I want to see something that a human being has come out of their own imagination. But this is the world that I've grown up in. And kids growing up now, what are they going to? They don't have that same background that I do or you do. So I really can't say what the future is going to be. All I can say is that right now, in publishing, obviously it's a big topic, and what I'm seeing at the moment is that publishing is rallying to defend itself against AI to some extent. There are companies that are jumping on the bandwagon and offering cheap translation work for people who wouldn't get published otherwise and all the rest of it. So again, you're coming down to gatekeepers. Are gatekeepers good? Are they bad or whatever? I personally think gatekeepers are good because you have so many books published. Not all of them are worth publishing. I'm sorry, but they're not. Some are really good, some are not so good. You're always going to miss out some that are good that deserve to be published. But where do you? I don't know. It's a difficult question. I don't think that AI is yet good enough to translate literature, complex thoughts in literature from Japanese to English yet. And they're still coming up with hallucinations. They're still making. I know that it's really, really common in technical translation, company translation, legal translation. It's really, I have, most of my friends working in those areas are now telling me that most of the jobs they're getting are post-editing, machine translation. In literature, I don't see that happening yet, from Japanese at least. I've heard about it from other languages. It is happening, with manga. The Japanese government put a lot of money into a huge project to AI translating manga into English.
Wow.
But it's not working.
It's really bad.
It's really bad. They're discovering that they need to actually have human translators to check it all.
Well, they have to because the language bases are too far apart.
Exactly.
If the language base, say you get English to French, or it's a one, even if it's a one language based difference, AI works. Even for myself, I use, as I said, I translate on a daily basis. I don't have a proofer. Normally, you would do a two-person translation. You get one person do the base, one person be a proofer. Nobody wants to pay for translators anymore, so I use AI as my base translator, and I'm the proofer.
Oh, really?
Because
so you're already doing that?
Already.
Yeah, that was my question.
So you're doing, and you're doing this for a newspaper, a news
I
outlet.
can't say.
Okay, but can we be general about it? It's a news outlet.
All news agencies in Japan are using AI translation.
Right. Yeah.
All of
okay.
them are.
It shows actually.
Well, yeah, it's obvious.
Yeah.
A lot of and the majority of them are also using AI narration as well for English,
Right.
not for Japanese.
Right.
Although that's kind of funny because the technology for AI narration was originally developed in Japan. The whole Hatsune Miku thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, AI translation as a base translation, and then I go and do a proofer, and then I have a third person check my work to make sure it's actually correct and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know a lot of people work in the manga translation industry and a lot of that stuff. The reason the Japanese government wants to do it is because they don't want to have to license those works to other countries and other companies because they make the money on it, not Japan.
Yeah.
So they're trying to bring all the money back into
Right.
Japan.
Right.
And by doing it in-house, they don't have to export it and sell off the rights to it because
Right.
there was a big rights pull with Kodansha
Right.
back in the Sailor Moon days when she pulled all rights because of all of that issue.
Yeah.
My friend works, I have friends at Crunchyroll, I have friends at Viz, so I'm well versed in kind of that nightmare.
Yeah.
But the language bases are too far apart for them. Like Japanese to English, you can translate one as blue, 27, and Thursday, depending on the context, because the language bases are so far apart.
Yeah.
So of course AI can't do that because it's a one-to-one equal thing. There are better translation tools that can understand some context, but it's not there yet.
Yeah. No, it's not there yet at all. No, absolutely not, and certainly not for literary translation.
Oh God, no.
And I mean, my personal stance is that if I ever get offered a job doing post-editing, literary translating, it's a big fat no for me. I mean, I would literally rather work in our local convenience store than do that sort of work. No, I mean, seriously.
It's painful.
It's painful.
It's so painful.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I have to do that too, where
I'm really sorry that you're having to do that.
And I'm reading it, and I'm like, I could have done this faster if I did it myself.
You see? I mean, that's my opinion too.
It's
You know,
like my eyes are bleeding, this is so bad.
you know, you have to spend so much time, like, reading the bad translation, checking it against the original, and then coming up with something else. It would be so much easier just to translate from scratch, and it would be better. The quality would be better. So I don't understand, like, why they don't accept this. I mean, they're trying to, like, cut the money down, but it just means that you're getting paid less and less and less for the amount of time that you're spending on things. It's really bad.
Well, the big problem is that people think because the tools are available that they are able to be used as is. And unfortunately, the people who are making the charge of the budget don't understand what translation is, how it works. Same with interpreting. As much as Google Translate is great, it's really, really awful.
It's really awful.
It's really awful.
I mean,
What
it's
I've-
really bad.
What I've found is it's really good until you get to the point, and then it fucks it up.
I don't
you
think
know,
I've even got to that point.
It's
with
well, it's like
literary
I mean, it's like
translation,
it's
but,
generally good and everything's going along, and it's like, and we have a meeting on Tuesday at 3 p.m. And then it says that we have a meeting on Thursday at 7 a.m. And it was like, that was the only thing that you needed to translate correctly. The other stuff is just fluff, right?
Yeah,
And it's just like, why every time do you miss the point,
yeah, that's
right?
bad.
But it's generally pretty good. It's for me, it's faster than like going in the dictionary and getting
That's
stuff
true,
or whatever.
yeah.
You know, so you just get, like he's doing, you get the baseline from DeepL or whatever.
Yeah.
You get
It's the
that?
only one everybody uses.
And that's
And,
what you're using, yeah.
And
The
then
paid version, I suppose.
No,
You're using the free version,
Of course.
and you find that acceptable?
it's the same.
It's
you just
the
get
same.
more. You just get more characters.
I've done them both translations.
Oh, really? They're the same.
It's exactly the same. The only big difference about the paid version is that you can translate documents.
Longer documents.
Okay.
So
There's
And
a
also,
there's
the
a word
other
limit.
difference is that if you use a free version, there's a copyright issue because anything you put into it, they use for training. This is
so-
what the Society of Authors in the UK tells me.
Interesting.
Okay, that I
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah. So I mean, if I put in copyright, I mean, I don't do that, but if I put in copyrighted text, like a book, if I'm trying to like translate this book, for example, and I put a passage from this book in there, I'm putting in copyrighted material, and they use that. They infringe the copyright by using it to translate, to train their machine.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I know
There's
that
more
also-
meat, guys. More meat.
Yeah.
I know that for myself as well, a lot of people will just put a huge block of text
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
And what I noticed is just through working is that the more text you put in, the farther it gets away from what it's actually saying, especially Japanese English.
Yeah.
So I put in sentence by sentence, and people look at me like I've grown a second head. But it turns out the base
You get the
translation
better
is
idea,
about
yeah.
95%, rather than if you put two sentences in, it skews the wrong way.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I do occasionally use DeepL in the same way that I would. I mean, maybe it's a more sophisticated dictionary. So if there's a part of a sentence that I'm having trouble parsing or understanding, then I'll put that part of the sentence and I'll anonymize it completely. I'll change the details. You know, I'll take out any names or. You know, all I'm trying to do is like understand this grammar construct, that how they're using it, and sometimes I get an answer, sometimes I get complete gibberish out of it. I mean, probably more times I get gibberish,
Interesting.
but occasionally I might get an answer out of it. So I do use it in the same way that I would use a dictionary, for example, in that sort of way. I must admit, occasionally when I just want to read a newspaper article very quickly, I don't want to spend time like trying to read the Japanese. I'll just like shove that in there. But I figure that newspaper articles are just fair game anyway on the internet.
In Japan they are.
Yeah, in Japan they are. Yeah.
What I've noticed, and I shouldn't be saying this, but other news agencies will look at other news agencies' coverage and pull full on paragraphs from it and use it in their own, and I'm like,
no, that's not good.
But I'm not so sure about the Japanese side. I know in the English side for sure that's done wholesale. I also used to work for a large multinational tech company here, and I got trained on Trados.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So a lot of stuff for machine translation, as you were mentioning, and whatnot. It's a really great tool if you're saying the same thing over and over and over again, and especially with Japanese contracts, manuals, and stuff.
Yeah.
It's basically the same sentence 3
I can understand
billion
that.
times.
Yeah, like
So
computer-assisted translation, right?
Yeah.
Like Trados or whatever.
It's basically
but,
I've done the translation once, and I never have to do it again.
yeah.
And it actually this is like.
And for consistency,
ago.
that's a really good idea.
It's
I mean,
a
like if you're
huge
doing
thing.
that type of document.
Well, Trados?
Trados, yeah.
Yeah. That's been around for a while. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's been,
I got trained on it 10 years ago,
right.
and as part of work because I had to, because we were going to implement it,
Yeah.
because the manual side of the company was doing it for many years, and it was a great product. I loved it. It was great also because even if you're writing a new or taking a new translation sentence, it could find enough of the keywords to say, oh hey, this is 80%. How would you like to fix it? So
Yeah.
I think using AI or using tools like machine-aided tools to help you do more work and do better work is great if you have that skill already.
Sure.
But if you don't have that skill, you're just using it as a way to avoid paying somebody who actually has that skill. I have an issue with it.
And also, I feel for me, in terms of literary translation, it's defeating the point. Literary translation for me is a very, very creative process. It makes no sense to me whatsoever, even to use like a cat tool like Trados. It makes no sense to me. I mean, I use a very analog, like I do like make notes as I'm translating, and I see that certain phrases are repeating. I don't need a tool to do that. I can understand some people might want to do that. maybe it makes sense for somebody who's already like skilled in it, like from commercial translation, for example. But I also feel that it's important to keep that creativity element alive with literary translation. So, I mean, I'm very resistant to that, and I will absolutely not take on any work that is preventing me from translating from scratch myself. I just won't do it. That's my basic position. And if AI develops to the point where I'm not going to get any work anymore, then, well, okay, I'll go and work in a convenience store or whatever. I mean, really, I would rather do that. I really, to me, it's so soul-destroying, like, to do the type of translation I do, to just be reduced to edit. I mean, this is why I stopped editing, I used to feel that frustration, editing other people's translations that were good translations. It's nothing to do with the quality. It's just the fact that I'd like to do it myself. I know I can do it well. Like maybe, not that they weren't doing it well. It's just that desire for creativity that's important.
So, speaking of convenience stores.
Yeah. What about them?
Irashaimase.
Irashaimase, that wonderful word.
Because I met this guy. Unfortunately, I don't remember his name, but we did this event at Waseda University. Jazz pianist.
Yeah.
And they're reading Murakami in Japanese and English while the jazz pianist is...
was that Roland Keltz and
Yes.
Moto Shibasa? Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
You were at that. Okay,
Yeah, I was at that. And I said, hey, you know Ginny, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I know Ginny.
Which one, Roland? Yeah,
No, the...
Moto.
Moto, yeah. And he's like, yeah. There was one word that she couldn't translate. Irashaimase.
And why would I want to translate it?
I don't know. That's the question. That's why you're here, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
really? That's the whole
yeah.
reason why.
Because everybody's asking it.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me.
Yes, she.
Tell me, when you go into a store in the US, does anybody say anything to you? Do they say welcome to you?
If they don't say fuck off.
Well, that's something.
No, they don't say anything.
But they don't say anything, right?
They don't say anything.
They don't say
They
anything.
might say hey or hi.
Yeah, good morning.
Like if you catch
or
your eyes,
whatever,
good afternoon.
Hey, how you doing?
Maybe welcome. I don't know.
No,
not really.
But that's
Maybe in Texas.
That's the whole point. Is that in the UK certainly, and in America as well, like they don't say anything when you go into a shop. And it's not only a shop, like a hotel or whatever. There's so many places you have this ubiquitous word, irashama, and you get all of the people working in the store or the hotel or whatever. They all shout it out in unison.
Yeah.
It's a cultural thing that does not exist in the English-speaking world, I would say. So, if I'm translating like a book where it just appears once, okay. Fine, I can like fudge it. I can say good morning or hi or how you doing or whatever. Like whatever fits the context. I can just say, or I can then leave it out. The Inconvenience Store Woman, it appears time and time and time again. It's almost like a character in the book. Yeah. I mean, really. Yeah. It's just like appears so many times you can't ignore it. Yeah. So what
and there's
do
no
I
way
do?
to translate it.
And there's no way to translate it. So
not because you can't translate the meaning, but because you can't translate the cultural context.
Both.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they don't exist.
Yeah.
Actually, I have absolutely zero problem with using the Japanese word. What's wrong with using a Japanese word that's untranslatable?
But and then what happens when people are reading the book? They finally get it. They get it.
Yeah, they get it.
It's Japanese. It's the Japanese thing,
and actually, I got.
They probably look it up on the internet, right?
I don't remember receiving any negative comments. I was a bit nervous about it.
Yeah.
The editor said, "This is great. Let's go with it."
Yeah.
And I was a bit nervous that I would get criticised for it, but actually I don't remember getting any critical comments.
Interesting.
People always said this is a great translation choice.
Yeah.
Because, like, if anybody comes to Japan, it's going to be the one word they hear wherever they go. You hear it everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that also makes the reader feel good about themselves if they actually know a Japanese word that they're going to hear everywhere. They'll recognize it, and that's good too.
I came to Japan
So,
after.
okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, I was going to say something a little bit more about that, because in the past there's been a big tendency to smooth out language doesn't sound English.
Yeah.
Now there's much more of a alternative view in literary translation where let the original culture show. Why not? Yeah, we have the internet. People can look things up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole point.
Interesting.
Like
Interesting.
you travel to another country. Why should you feel that you're traveling in your same country? It's the same with a book. Why do you have to make it feel like you're just in your own culture? Why not let some of that culture show through? And some people take it even further than that, like saying that you're doing violence against the text if you cancel that original culture. If you,
if you make it
translation is a political act. By definition, you cannot get
Yeah.
away from the fact that translation is a political act.
So by making it understandable, you're homogenizing it in some ways.
In some ways, yes.
Right? Yeah, so you have to
If you're smoothing it out too much, if you're making it too much like your own culture, you can say that, this is like you're colonizing it in a way. You're acting like the colonizers.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a really, really good book called, oh God, I'm so bad at titles. Violence something or other. It's a book of essays on translation that is really, really interesting, talking about this act of violence against cultural, through translation, the way you translate can be an act of violence against the original culture.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is super interesting.
Yeah, but it's true.
And I think that nowadays people are much more aware of this. In the past, the idea was the translator should be invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah, this should sound like it was written in English, and like the translator should not show themselves at all. The original culture should not show at all.
Yeah.
Nowadays, there's a very, very different approach to translation where let it show. You are translating a different culture. Let some of that culture show. So you are doing a balancing act all the time with that. But I think there's a lot to be said for that. I'm allowing a lot more Japanese words in my translations than when I first started.
Interesting. I read a book when I was in college in the 80s, and it was a translation of a Japanese book, but all of the onomatopoeia was written as the Japanese.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right, like taka taka or woro woro,
Interesting.
I mean, and it was just like that.
That's unusual because in that time.
It was in the late 80s, I think. Yeah. And very, very interesting. But it also gave me context for when I came to Japan, because a Japanese person cannot bark like a dog. A Japanese person, to make it sound like a dog. Wow, wow.
Okay.
Right?
Well, I mean.
Well, for me. Right? It's like they're like limited to that onomatopoeia term, right? Well, Americans would maybe do a woof woof, right?
Yeah.
But I never did a woof woof. I was always like barking like a dog as best I could, right?
Yeah. Okay. I mean.
But it's
linguistically, probably like the woof woof is probably very, very similar to one that you.
Very similar. Very similar.
It's only because of your personality that you're willing to go
Well,
beyond that.
but I don't think Americans are bound to the onomatopoeia as much as the Japanese are.
It's possible.
And there's a lot more.
There's a lot of onomatopoeia.
Oh my God!
And
Can you give us 100? You got some time? No, you know, have 100. Yeah, you can probably do it, right?
do what?
100 onomatopoeia Japanese.
Oh God, don't get me started.
There's
There's a
more
really,
than-
really good book by a translator called Polly Barton.
Mm-hmm.
That was 50 sounds, and that's each chapter in that book is based on an onomatopoeia word in Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of a memoir, translator's memoir on her part, and it's really interesting. Yeah, so she's like, every chapter she starts with this onomatopoeia word that that defines that chapter of her book.
Interesting.
50 sounds. It's a good
50
book.
sounds.
It's an interesting book. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was always interesting for me to, like, nobody ever made it sound like a
Hoka hoka tatakaku naru.
hoka hoka.
How do you translate that? That was from another, like a senpai translator, Juliet Winters Carpenter, who's an amazing translator.
Yeah.
But, like she wrote that in an essay, like what really got her interested in translating Japanese was this phrase, hoka hoka or atataka naru. Yeah.
So
How
hoka
do
hoka
you-
is the sound of heat.
So how do you
Right?
translate this hoka hoka?
You can't.
You can't.
No.
Yeah.
like
But that's what
Hiroshima.
got her really, really interested
Uh-huh.
in translation to begin with.
Uh-huh.
And she went on to translate so many brilliant, books. She's a fantastic literary translator from Japanese. She's wonderful. Definitely my favourite translator.
Wow.
She's really good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There's a depth. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
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 Do you want to talk a little bit about your next book coming out, or?
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I'm curious about. So, like, if you write your own novel, right, and then you finish it, and it gets published, there's a certain feeling about that. For you, you translate a novel,
And I love it when it's published. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like it's
my baby.
yours, right?
It's my baby.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
A little bit different, but it's very, very similar, right?
No, it's very similar.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I didn't come up with a story, but I wrote every single word in it,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, right.
So,
And they're kind of your words, right?
yeah,
They
they're
are
my
your words, right?
They are my words. Yeah.
Huh.
So,
Wow. Because most people don't think translators
No.
do that.
yeah, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, people think that translators are equivalent. Can be easily replaced by Google, but
Oh no.
yeah, please
Please
try it and see what you think.
Please don't. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's. Yeah, so we translators. I must say that we've been getting better recognition for our work lately because, through translator activism, because we do a lot of, not just from Japanese, from all languages.
Yeah.
Like we're constantly doing events and talking about our work. We're becoming more professional in the way we
Yeah.
work and things. But anyway, you asked me about my forthcoming translation.
Yes.
Which is The Grave of the Fireflies by Akiyuki Nosaka.
Awesome
Which
title.
is, have you seen the anime version?
No.
It was made into an anime film by Isao Takahata from Ghibli, which is it's an incredibly famous film. It's very, very sad. It's about the firebombing of Kobe and two children who basically die. Their mother is killed, their father is off at war. They're basically left to fend for themselves. It's a very, very short story. It's about 80 pages, not very long. And
Just sad the whole way through.
yeah, it is a really, really devastating story. The anime film is really devastatingly sad. It's currently being streamed by Netflix.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. It was made in the 80s, I think it was.
Oh wow, okay.
It's an old film.
But it hasn't been translated yet. The
Well, the film has been available in
Yeah.
English on like on DVD or whatever, but now it's being streamed by Netflix. It's getting a lot more attention,
Oh wow!
and it's based on this story by Akiyuki Nosaka, who experienced it. It's basically semi-autobiographical for him. Yeah, his story. With some changes in it. It's devastating, actually, and it's very much, like, for me, it's a very important project because I just want people to know that they should not go for war. Yeah. Don't let anybody persuade you that war is the answer.
Yeah.
That's my basic position on that. And I translated earlier. This is another collection of stories by him, the same author that I translated a long time ago. These are much more whimsical. These are told from the point of view of children, but they all start with the subtitle "The 15th of August, 1945."
Oh, fair.
Which is the surrender day, right? Yeah.
That was my. I got married to my first wife on that day, 50 years later or something. Yeah. She's in Kinyembe. In there. So is it so when you're translating? I'm just guessing or I'm assuming it's in order to do a good translation, you have to be emotionally tied to it, connected to it. I mean, do you?
These stories had me in tears.
Oh yeah.
They still have me in tears when I read them now.
Yeah.
They're really, really. There's one in particular when the mother that turned into a kite.
The mother that turned into a kite. Great.
This is about a mother with a baby who was caught in the firebombing, and she fled to a local park. But the flames were still surrounding, so she's trying to protect her baby and or her child, and she's drying out from all the heat, but moisture's coming out of her body, and she's using all the moisture in her body to try to keep her child alive. I know, it's awful. But it's so beautifully written, and it's so evocative. It's tragic, and it has me in tears every time I read it. I mean, seriously, it's rough.
Yeah.
But these stories are so important. This is what war is. And we should never accept it.
And it's like 80.
We're looking at going back into war again, and no, we should be avoiding it at all costs. Which is why I want to translate these books.
So do you seek those out, or do they come to you?
They came
like
to
your
me.
cats, right?
They came to me.
Yeah.
But I do think they're so important. Actually, the new book, the Grave of the Fireflies, is going to be published by Penguin Classics, which is a wonderful publisher for it.
Yeah.
It's where it should be.
Yeah.
But I actually did I translated the first 2 paragraphs, probably over 10 years ago. This publisher, Pushkin Press, originally had the option to publish it, but they let it lapse. And then I suddenly, out of the blue, I got an email from Penguin Classics saying, "We're thinking of doing this. Would you be interested in it?" And I wrote back saying, "Hell yes."
Yeah. Now, please.
Yeah.
Crazy. Wow. So that stuff is out there.
Yeah.
And then somebody somewhere picks it up and.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I mean that's what publishing is.
Yeah.
It's so subjective. Everything in publishing is subjective.
Yeah.
It just depends on the person, the individual editor, what they pick up, what they want to produce, what interests them. It's so important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Wow. Yeah. One wonderful talk. Yeah. So I want to keep asking questions, but
Yeah, keep asking questions. I'm fine with it. I mean, if everybody's falling asleep, we can stop. As long as I've got wine, I can carry on talking.
Right? They're wine talks. Yeah. We got an extra bottle, so yeah.
Oh my god.
I think our longest one was close to 4 hours, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe we don't need to go.
No. So yeah, the guys up there are saying we should wrap it up. We're kind of getting to the end of the. They haven't had any steak yet. Okay, so I had a really good question for you. So is there? So I write songs and I write different things and everything. Do you ever go back and reread the stuff that you've done?
Occasionally.
Yeah?
I try not to on the whole.
Mm-hmm. Why is that?
I'm scared of finding things that I should have done differently.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sure there are things that I should have done differently in some of my translations.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do go back and look at some of them. Yeah, I mean, I do have to look. Yeah, difficult question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because I'll go back and I'll listen to a song or read lyrics to something that I wrote 20, 30 years ago or 40 years ago, or whatever, and I have two very different experiences with it. One is, wow, that's so good.
yeah, that's true.
So good.
Yeah, that's really, really
Right?
true. Yeah,
I
sometimes
wrote
you get
that.
that. Yeah,
because when you're doing it, you can't hear it,
yeah.
you can't see it because you're just
That's
in that.
true. Yeah,
You're
yeah,
just in that sort of, and you can't take yourself away from it.
Yeah.
So you need time to get away from what you've actually created, right?
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's like, oh shit, you know.
I think that's probably
That's the fear. That's the fear. That's why you don't do it. But I think.
I mean, I
there's
get
both
I must
possible,
say,
right?
yeah. I mean, I do go back and occasionally I do go back and I think I did. Oh, that's a really great job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm impressed with myself. Maybe I wouldn't be able to do that now. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I must admit, occasionally I do come across something that I cringe and I think, oh God, why did I do it like that? That's like a big booby.
Yeah.
But
no,
you know, I mean,
no.
like you can't dwell on these things. So that's my view. And, you know, like in the moment, you do the best that you can.
Yeah.
And I think I'm pretty thorough. I mean, I really go to. I go to lengths to try and do the best I can with the translations that I have. I never just like dismiss them as like, oh, I'll just do it like that, whatever.
Yeah.
I never do that. You know, I mean, I'm always like there checking, researching, checking, whatever. And I always try to do the best I can. But sometimes, you know, like it doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
Other times it works really, really well. So you just have to own what you've done in the past. I just don't necessarily want to be reminded of it.
And it's a process. I mean, the more you do, the better you get, right?
I think that's also.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm not sure if it's true that the better I get, the quicker I get, maybe.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think in the past I spent a lot more time like working, you know, like trying to get things right. And I think now I have more confidence and I work more quickly and I have more idea of what I have to do to get things right.
Yeah.
So I think I'm a bit faster than I used to be. But I would like to think that I'm still as thorough.
Yeah. Are you more courageous now?
Maybe. More confident would be a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they kind of go, sort of, they kind of go hand in hand.
I think that's true. I mean,
Yeah.
like when I was first I was very cautious when I first started out, like really, worried about not getting it right.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, I'm still worried about not getting it right, but I'm bolder in the choices that I make. I'm more confident in the choices that I make. And I've learnt a lot. I mean, let's face it, like in the last 15 years, I've learnt an awful lot about translation. And
yeah, but like with her, who, I mean, because when you're coming from a non-Japanese context, anything that a Japanese person says or writes is correct Japanese and is understood by Japanese but not understood by you, right? That's sort of the assumption that I've always come from, because we're not native speakers or anything.
But she is weird for Japanese people.
Oh yeah, no. But that's the thing though. Yeah. So it's like, and being able to sort of delineate that and to it's like, okay, even a Japanese person wouldn't get this. So
which is where like Tadashi's so helpful with this. He's cringing again.
No, don't show him on screen.
He doesn't want to be shown. But it's very helpful to me to like have that input. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, right?
I mean, I can look at it and think this is very weird, even for Japanese, but to have that confirmation.
Yeah. Because no matter how much you do, if you didn't grow up here and you didn't go to elementary school, junior high school,
I was already quite old when I started learning Japanese, so it's like. Yeah.
So there is that sort of.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But that's amazing that you've been able to overcome that and get into that, just to find that. Because it's a little bit of inspiration, right? Yeah. Because it's not always what's written on the page.
Yeah, but that's the whole point about translation. I mean, for me, literary translation, certainly. I mean, a lot of what we translate is not actually written on the page. It's the spaces in between. We have to read those spaces and fill them in if necessary. I mean, but not fill them in too much.
Yeah, it's an interesting balance.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it is always a balance, and it's always a judgment call. Everything that you do in translation is like finding that balance or that judgment call, and that's what makes different translations different, even from equally competent translators.
Yeah, because you're pulling something out of the ether in a sense, right?
Exactly,
it's like,
and like according to your own life experiences, which is going to be different by definition. So,
I have a guy that I interpret for, and his English is great, but whenever we're in business meetings or whatever, he speaks in Japanese and I translate for him, and he always says, "Jeff, you say in English what I was trying to say in Japanese."
There you go.
Yeah. So it's kind of like
you're
that.
reading
right?
his mind.
Yeah. Well, you get what it is they're trying to say, and that's an art.
It is an art.
It's an art.
Totally.
It's not. You can't. I don't think you can teach people that. It's.
It requires a certain level of sensitivity and ability to connect.
And
to
not
engage.
Yeah, and not just.
And you're good at engaging with the spoken word. I'm not good at engaging with the spoken word at all.
Excuse me?
Engaging
What?
with the spoken word. I'm really not good at that. But you're very good at that.
Yeah.
I engage with the written word, and that's a different skill altogether.
Yeah, I remember when we were looking for interpreters, and you're like, I don't know.
I was like, no, wait, I'm not doing that.
No, I'm not going to do that. I don't know anybody that does that. I know translators. I don't know interpreters. Yeah.
No, I get asked to interpret all the time, especially for Sayaka Murata, for example. And I'm going like, no, I'm sorry, I'm her translator. I'm not her interpreter. I don't do that.
It's a different brain, right? Yeah.
It's a different brain.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do her the injustice of like misrepresenting her like in the spoken situation, because I know I'm bad at it.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's immensely stressful for me, and I find it really, I mean, it's not a matter of understanding or not. It's a matter of like being able to come up with the right words in the moment to express that. And that's what I'm not good at. I'm used to having time to think about it and
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get
yeah.
the perfect,
Sculpting, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very,
I
very, very
want to
different.
get I'm not satisfied with just like getting
Yeah.
it right. I need to get it like really right.
Yeah, yeah.
All the
interesting.
nuances, everything, and like you
Mhm.
can't do that in the actual moment. I don't think it's like really.
It's very hard. It's very hard.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
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 And I already know that from when I was in Barcelona and like I was asked to like interpret.
Mm-hmm.
I was very fluent in Spanish and Catalan.
Mm-hmm.
I was asked to interpret for Ken Loach actually.
Oh, really?
I know. And I was like, no, I can't do that. And they're going, yes, you can, yes, you can.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going, no, I can't. And they're saying it's only a meeting, like it's like a meeting to help you facilitate the meeting.
Mhm,
It's not really interpreting.
Yeah.
So I said, well, if it's only like a meeting, like
Mhm.
where I'm not expected to get everything right, just to be like facilitating the situation, okay, maybe. And they said, okay, great, do it. And I was like, okay. The next thing I knew, I found myself in a fucking press conference.
Right.
A press conference.
Good,
you know,
good
like,
planning,
with, like,
right?
people. And I'm going, no, what?
Yo no entiendo nada. No más, no
It
más.
was a disaster. Yeah, it was awful. I mean, oh my God.
Oh, fuck.
Ever since then, I'm like, interpreting, I'm not doing it. I don't care what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I felt really bad for him because, I was like a rabbit in the headlights.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Yeah.
And afterwards, I had to tell them, I'm really sorry. I wasn't told. I was told it wasn't, it was a meeting, not a press conference. I'm really sorry about this.
I did an interview once.
I mean, you have to, as an interpreter, you have to prepare, right?
Yeah.
I had zero preparation. I wasn't given any materials at all. Nothing.
I did an interview once, and they had a guy there. It was supposed to. He wasn't an interpreter or anything, and they put him there, and the guy asked the questions, and he was supposed to. When the Japanese person spoke, he was supposed to speak into the microphone and say it in English. And his English is perfect, his Japanese is perfect, but he could not. He just froze up. He couldn't say a single word. I'm like, at the very least, you would think he went to work or nothing.
Yeah.
He just completely. He couldn't.
Yeah.
He could do English. He could do Japanese,
Yeah,
but couldn't
exactly.
do.
I mean, it
the
is
switchover.
definitely a skill.
Yeah.
It's a big skill.
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember also, what was I going to say?
Stand by on the loop. We're preparing them for the end.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I've lost my train of thought now.
Okay, so
Anyway, that's not important. That's fine. Yeah.
so what's next? What do you have something you have your sights on? You have some new ideas for the future? You have another symposium for the...
Yeah, so I mean, like with our collective Strong Women Soft Power, which we didn't get round to talking about this night, but there's a collective we started 10 years ago to promote Japanese women authors in English.
Say Strong Women Soft Power.
You remember the soft power slogan of the Japanese government for manga?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're playing on that, but we're
Okay.
talking about like women authors. So strong women,
Yeah.
and then soft power. Soft power is like a cultural exchange term, like a way for creatives to get into the psyche of other cultures and like be diplomatic messages, if you like. So so we started this collective 10 years ago to promote Japanese women authors, specifically women, that were very much underrepresented in English. And we're coming up to our 10th anniversary in 2027. So we're planning another symposium in Jimbocho to see how far we've come in this 10 years, which is a long way, I would say.
Yeah. So what do you think? What was the reason that there weren't a lot of female translators? Have you found that out?
It's not the translators, it's the authors.
Okay.
Women authors in English translation have been woefully underrepresented.
Okay.
Not just from Japanese, from other languages as well. Maybe about when was it? 2014. A blogger called Maytal Rudzinski started Women in Translation Month, which is August. It's this month. To shine a spotlight on women authors around the world and how they are underrepresented in English translation. We were motivated by this to look at the Japanese situation, and we looked at the Japanese situation and saw that roughly, the authors in Japan that were winning the big prizes and on the bestseller list were roughly 50-50 parity, women and men. But in English translation, the women authors were like maybe less than 25%.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really underrepresented.
That's interesting.
And
So
it's
there
not
were
just from
enough-
Japan, it's from other countries as well. I mean, it's in English publishing, they tend to favour male authors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the big thing. And so
But
translators
why
from many
is that?
languages
Is there-
tried to sort of like brainstorm ways that we could get women published from our respective languages. And that's when we started our collective Strong Women Soft Power to try to shine the spotlight on Japanese women.
Okay. So it wasn't
why?
for a lack of translators. It was
It's the publishing industry
yeah,
that
okay.
they don't like women. I mean, I must say
They don't like
that-
women.
Yeah, I mean, like even J.K. Rowling, who I absolutely detest, absolutely,
Yeah.
like with her anti-trans message.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyway, she published as J.K. Rowling to try to make herself look like a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, women don't normally use their initials like that, right?
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. That's why she did that.
Guys, are we going to be able to do a DVE on this? We give a little bit of the background. We're going to try to do some super crazy, if they're not too sleepy. Going to be able to do DVE with the P&P there? Maybe?
I have absolutely no idea what you're trying to ask them to do.
I think they do.
No,
Or
they
you
do.
can
They
just-
do.
you
I
can
don't.
just- You can just show that, there you go. Oh, there's Ginny.
What?
So this is this is the symposium,
Our symposium, like in 2017.
Yeah.
These are. She's Polly Barton. There's a lot of. Oh gosh, there's so many famous translators here actually.
Yeah.
And
Everybody came together, huh?
everybody came together: academics, literary agents, publishers, translators. Oh my god!
There you go. Extreme close up.
Sorry, that's embarrassing. No, that's embarrassing. That's Lucy. She's one of the founders. Yeah. Oh gosh.
Well, that's cool though. But you started it then, and now you're.
And then we ended up in a wine bar at the end. So yeah.
It's appropriate
But
for the
it's
wine talks. Yeah.
We had we like a wine mingle we called it. But it was really it was great because we brought together so many people that day, and we had about 100 people attend. We had no budget. We organised it with zero budget.
Nice.
And just pulled it all together, and everybody rallied and came together, and it was a really lovely day.
So you probably learned some stuff from like the Team Tsukuba stuff and the. It's like we've got nothing. We want to do something.
Yeah.
And you talk to people and you engage people.
Exactly. Yeah.
And people come in.
And people come in.
And support you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's cool. So but you said things are changing.
Things have changed enormously
Yeah.
since then. So now we have so many more women being published in translation, and so many more women translators as well. Actually, it's really good. Yeah.
But you were saying that the number of literary works is about 50-50, male female.
In English now, We did- we
in
did-
Japan. In Japan.
In Japan, yes.
Yeah.
In English, we did reach that, but now we have the cozy fiction that's selling, and that is predominantly by male authors. So it's kind of skewing the figures again.
Interesting. You
But
think
we're
cozy
still
fiction would be
getting-
female authors?
I know, right?
Right?
But they're men. It's all written by men. It's weird.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we got some numbers up here. I don't know if we
Yeah,
can...
so
can
this was in 2017 when
Mhm.
we were making it. So you can see the authors winning the Akutagawa Prize and the Naoki Prize are pretty much in parity. Like
pretty
more-
close, yeah.
Pretty close.
Male, female,
Yeah. And then the top selling, like from the Da Vinci magazine, I think, again. And then you've got, in English translation, it's like, the women are woefully
Oh, down the lower,
very
yeah,
bottom bit, like- And
Interesting.
Also, and also the ratio of male translators and female translators at that time was really, really bad as well.
Oh, really?
Whereas now probably you've got more female translators
Interesting.
publishing than men.
Because,
Probably.
women have more, there's more sensitive.
Well, I don't know. I
or
mean, there are
more-
sensitive men as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Like
I'm
it's just
sensitive.
like we should all have like equal sort of access, right? Whereas in the past there wasn't that equal access.
Yeah.
Whereas now maybe things have improved a lot.
But interesting that, so there were award-winning Japanese works
Yeah.
made pretty much the same male-female.
Mm-hmm.
But the actual translations, females were 25%
Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
50%.
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
Yeah, that was very common. And not just from Japanese, from other languages as well. Yeah, it was across the board, like
Interesting.
diversity in English language publishing was really bad.
Yeah.
It's improved a lot. It's improved a lot.
So we have some good stuff to look forward to with Trump. He's going to bring that back into the dark ages.
Fun.
Yeah,
I mean, the UK's not far behind, I must say. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah.
Wow.
The UK seems to be going the Trumpian way as well eventually.
No shit.
But anyway, we do
Okay.
what we can. We
Yeah, right.
all
Yeah.
resist.
Yeah. So do you have are you working on your next book now, or are you waiting for?
I'm finishing off a current book
Uh-huh.
and 2 books actually. I'm just
Uh-huh.
going through the edits for one, and I'm finishing off the translation for another that's actually set in Tohoku and is about the tsunami basically. Family of the Wasteland by Atsushi Sato. It won the Akutagawa Award a
Oh,
couple
wow.
of years ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was actually approached by a publisher that I thought, I thought that I was a good person to do it because it really resonated with me.
Yeah, for sure.
Having been a lot
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
it's set in like Sendai, like Watari district of Sendai, just
Uh-huh.
south.
Yeah,
of
what
Sendai.
show? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it's basically set. So I don't know that area
Yeah.
particularly, but I spent a lot of time in Ishinomaki and in the disaster area, so I think I'm a good person to translate that.
So do you think that maybe is not necessarily a prerequisite? I mean, because when you're translating someone's book, I mean, this is a great example of high context,
Yeah.
right? That's high context.
I think any translator could translate it and do a good job, but possibly the fact that I've actually, I mean, there's one point, for example, where he describes that smell.
Yeah.
You remember that smell?
Oh yeah.
And it just like, I could immediately smell it again. It just overwhelmed me, like just reading his description of it.
Putrid ocean,
And a translator that hasn't actually experienced that, they can imagine it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's good enough. I think that's true. I mean, you can't always, writers don't always write about what they know. They write about what they imagine, right? Which is also very, very valid. So I don't want to say that another translator wouldn't be able to do it. I think they would be able to do it and do a good job.
Yeah.
But the fact that it emotionally resonates with me, that I can actually smell that,
Yeah.
I think it makes a difference somehow. At least to me, yeah.
Yeah,
so,
for,
I mean,
sure,
like,
for sure.
I read this and I thought, okay, I'm a good translator for this because
mhm.
I've been there, I've done that, yeah, I've seen it, I've smelt it, I've experienced.
Yeah, because you are not, you don't need to create context
Yeah,
for what's written.
yeah.
You know, he can say,
because I've experienced.
I walked
I've got direct
into that. Yeah,
experience,
you know,
yeah.
and the you know,
Yeah.
you
He just mentions that smell, and I can immediately smell it.
yeah.
So.
And you may say the same words or something, but you may
Yeah.
choose different words.
Exactly.
Or, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm glad that I took it on. Yeah, it's an interesting, but
Cool. Looking
it's a
forward
bit sad,
to it.
but yeah. Yeah.
All right. We have the loop ready to go.
Yeah.
We're feeling it. We're feeling it. I'm not seeing it, but we're feeling it.
They've been waiting for some time, haven't they?
No. They actually they got busy
Oh, okay.
because we had to do some switching and stuff,
Oh,
and we
okay.
did the
Alright.
yeah. So they woke up. Yeah. Okay, so thank you so much. Is there anything else you? I mean, this has been awesome.
It has been awesome, and we've talked for far longer than we were intending
It's always
to,
good. It's
but-
a wine talk. That's
and I
that's
hope
what
we
happens.
haven't bored people to death with all the things I've been saying.
No, it gets
But
better
it's been
and
really
better.
good. I mean, I've really enjoyed it. Thank
Me
you
too,
very
me
much.
too.
And your
This-
hospitality
yeah.
and the wonderful wine and the food that you provided.
Some
It's
good
been
beef,
really
huh?
lovely.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank you
coming.
so much.
Thank you for sharing.
No, I
mean,
mean, I'm
'cause-
very happy. I can talk about translation until
Yeah.
the cows come home. I mean, I can bore
Yeah.
the ass off everybody between
But
talking
you,
about
but you know
translation.
what? But for us, in a cross-cultural context, getting insight into
Yeah.
what that all means, you know, because I remember in college I read The Ugly American. You ever heard of The Ugly American?
No, I don't know.
It was a
that one.
book. It was like written in the 50s or 60s or something.
Yeah.
And it was all these stories about what Americans did when they went overseas, and like, so and they were all there were some stories about just them going overseas and just killing everybody,
Oh my God.
and then some about this guy who goes in the streets of Vietnam playing a harmonica, and making friends and stuff, and then that was kind of some of my earliest experiences of cross-cultural
Right.
experience, right? You know,
Right. Yeah.
and then coming, you know, living in Taiwan, coming here, going around the world on semester at sea,
Yeah.
seeing all these different cultures and stuff, and finding out how is it, because there's a gap,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
There's this massive gap, but it's not that massive.
No, exactly.
It's a gap of experience, right? It's a gap of language.
Yeah.
It's a gap of assumptions, right? But in the end, we're all kind of experiencing the same thing, but we're using different words,
Yeah.
and we're smelling different smells
Yeah. Exactly.
while we do it, right?
We're
You know?
all human,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
That's what you're saying,
Yeah.
right? We're all human, and we all have that same experience of
Yeah.
life in our own particular context.
And how do we
And
cross
that's
that?
and
Yeah.
that's important. The fact
Mhm.
that we are actually all, you know, we do experience the same
Yeah.
things.
Yeah,
And finding that connection is really important.
because
I mean,
yeah.
I spent the first few years of my life in a different country, a very,
Mhm.
very different cultural
Which is
context.
great for
and
you,
I'm
probably. right?
sure that that is what has informed my entire
Mhm.
life, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realise when I was little how important it was, but as I grew into an adult and realised like how different I was from all my environment, you know, especially going into the UK, I mean, I was expected to be the same as everybody because I looked the part,
Yeah.
I sound the part, but inside I was a very different person
Yeah.
because I had this other upbringing,
Yeah.
which nobody else understood.
Mhm. Yeah.
I think that's why I like Japan so much because, I mean, I can come to Japan and, you know, I'm an outsider in Japan and everybody, I'm happy to be an outsider.
Yeah.
In England, I can't be an outsider. They
Yeah.
want me to be an insider, but I'm not an insider.
Yeah. Interesting.
In Japan,
Yeah.
I'm allowed to be an outsider,
Uh-huh.
which I think is very, very valuable to me. I'm actually relieved to be accepted as an outsider.
Okay, interesting. Okay,
Which,
yeah.
I don't need to be an insider.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a lot of people complain about in Japan. You can't be an insider, but that doesn't bother me in the slightest.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if that's actually true or not.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
how true it is, but
Yeah.
I find a certain sense of relief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
But I'm not expected to be part of, I'm not expected to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is great. Right?
Well, for me it's good.
Yeah.
Not for everybody, but.
And you can be different and still be accepted too.
Yeah. Well, I do feel pretty much accepted in many aspects of my life here.
Yeah.
Of course, you always find people who aren't accepting, but that's true everywhere, right?
Yep.
To some
Yeah.
extent.
Nothing special about Japan. Yeah. For
in
sure.
that sense.
Cool. Well, thank you for sharing the wine, sharing the stories.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. We'll have to do it again.
Yeah, I really enjoyed
Maybe in the
it.
fourth incarnation or something. Or so the next wine talk. We haven't set a date yet, but I've been in Japan a long time.
Yeah.
35 years.
Longer than me.
Longer than you? How long have you been here?
20-something years.
Okay, that's pretty long. Yeah.
That's pretty long.
So, eventually I want to make a documentary film called Long in Japan. But I want to start it out with some wine talks. So get a bunch of people. I'm thinking maybe 3, 4, 5 people at a time, and just talk about our experiences of being in Japan.
Okay.
Because it changes, right?
It changes.
Right? The first day you're here, because I was going to say irashaimase, right?
Yeah.
I was in Taiwan, and no one would talk to me, and I spoke Chinese. I had to speak Chinese really loud to get people to respond to me.
Yeah.
And even then they were like, okay, the monkey's speaking Chinese, so we don't understand them. But in Japan, at the convenience stores, they had all these set phrases.
Yeah.
Irashaimase, arigatou gozaimashita. And everybody would talk to me. Yeah, they weren't talking to me actually. It had nothing to do with my ability to understand or not. It was just and I love that. It was just people are talking to me. In Taiwan, it was like, 你听懂吗? 我听不懂啊, right? It's like no one, they wouldn't even talk to you. And you would speak to them in Chinese and they wouldn't even respond, right? So when I came to Japan, it was wonderful. Convenience stores are wonderful.
I must admit, I do love convenience stores.
Right? It's just like, they got everything you need, right? Okay, so we ready to shut it down, guys? You got the switcher going? You ready? Thank you very much, everyone. We didn't have any questions from the internet, but that's okay. We had lots of questions from inside. Thank you for joining us for Wine Talk number 1, iteration number 3. And thank you very much to Ginny Tapley Takemori. Did I get it right?
You got it right.
Okay. ありがとうございました。これからもよろしくお願いします。Thank you very much, and so long, and good night. We're not switching yet. Are we switching? Okay. Goodbye.
sense for the colors and the